Unless
Well, it was a much better rate.
Yeah, I mean, unless you can get the incredible rate, aren't the same.
Ironically, I'll have the best seat I've ever had on Southwest, out and back, because I booked it enough time I was able to get the front row where you got all the leg room.
Yeah.
But I've heard that people are saying it's a disaster now that they've gone away from the, I don't know what they called the seating.
General admission?
The queue seating or whatever.
I might be flying out in a couple weeks.
On Southwest?
It might be Southwest because I was looking at prices and they were like less than half of everybody
Well, I'm on
else.
Southwest. I booked it because it was direct to where we're going, and it was the by far the best rate, and I was able to get the front seat for by far the best
Okay,
rate.
well, yeah, I mean, look,
But
that's,
I don't know, I've heard
that's
it's
the
a
way it
disaster.
used to be, though. But recently, Southwest is right there with United, Delta.
I don't know what the issue is, but people are complaining about the boarding when you have assigned seats is a disaster. I don't know.
I was going to bring up, do you guys hear people playing audio that aren't on the headphones, like just listening to reels, listening to music without it being in the headphones?
Occasionally, not on my trip to Norman, but the flight before that, there was somebody who was trying to watch their iPad, whatever show, movie they were watching without headphones
That's
on.
crazy. Okay,
and I was
so
like, how is this going to work?
Yeah, that's right. Throw them out of the plane.
United Airlines has introduced a new rule that could see passengers removed from flights if they refuse to use headphones while playing audio on personal devices. I can get behind this. The airline quietly updated its contract of carriage in 2026, adding the requirement under its refusal of transport section, same policy area that outlines behaviors that can get passengers denied boarding or even kicked off a flight. Under the new wording, passengers will play audio or video content without headphones, may be removed from the aircraft, or even banned from flying with the airline in the future. Now, the rule targets common in-flight annoyance, travelers blasting music, videos, or social media clips from their phones or tablets without headphones. And this is a needed rule, I guess. Right?
No, it's 100%.
I think you should be able to, the flight attendant should be able to wake up sleeping passengers who are snoring as well.
That could be me, though.
Yeah.
I hate to. I never know if I'm snoring.
That's disruptive as well.
And I think we should have some kind of muzzle for the kid that cries.
I don't know about a muzzle.
That seems like a lawn.
I don't know about a muzzle, but
The
I
kids
do
just do what the
think
kid
that
does.
if you watch
Benadryl?
TikToks or reels in public without headphones, you should be dropped out of the cargo hold. That
What
is
do
like
we
the worst
do
type
do
of
about the
person.
crying kid? I hate it for the parents.
It's not the kid's fault. The kid's
I
doing what
get
the
it,
kid does.
and I
It's
hate
on
it
the
for the parent, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
the
like,
adult on TikTok couldn't put earbuds in.
no, I get
The
that.
kids
Look,
couldn't
there's
cry.
no excuse for that. But again, the crying kid becomes a little delicate. What do you do about that?
But I can't do anything because we're flying at that point. In a restaurant, it bothers me. If
100%.
you don't get up and take
walk
your
out.
kid outside and
what about
entertain.
this? What about a soundproof cube you put
Well,
on the
yeah.
kid's head?
Can they breathe through it?
Yeah, they can breathe.
Yeah, then I'm fine with it.
We got to come up with something.
Yeah.
Because there is, when you're on a 3, 4, 5 hour flight.
Crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Auburn loses in Tuscaloosa, but they're still in the bracket. We'll get to that coming up. Alabama football on the field, starting spring drills. We'll talk quarterbacks here in this opening segment. But we got to start with Madness of March on the high school level. Unbelievable scene. This is 2A Arkansas high school basketball. Look at this scene here. If you haven't seen it, most of you on social media have seen this shaky camera game. This is Barton versus England, 52-51 in the final seconds. The Lions England fouling to stop the clock to extend the game after turning the ball over on their previous possession. However, the clock operator didn't stop the clock on the whistle. Time went to 0. Team and crowd rushes the court, and there's a player that throws a alleged forearm to another, and then it's all chaos after that. Fights and brawls and police involved, and it just carried on and on with multiple angles. What I've loved about modern day bench clearing brawls and fan brawls is that there are participants and there are videographers. Like there are people that are fighting, and then there are people who just, okay, phone's up, let's go.
And it doesn't seem like there's anybody that common sense is raining down and they're trying to break this up.
There's police all over the place. There's just too many. The police are outnumbered.
Well, the problem is you got a bunch of adults that are coming down from the stands and getting involved in a high school brawl. I mean, that's the problem here. Good luck on clearing that up. And who ended up winning?
Yeah, how'd the game finish? Did they have anybody left to play?
I stopped caring at that. Let me see.
After the fight? Did Ryan get tased in this one?
Yeah, this game is over.
Ryan just got tased.
Yeah, Barton ended up winning. They're expected to face Mount Vernon now. If the winner of the Mount Vernon Enola game. Nobody else. I did not check to see who won the Mount Vernon and Nola game.
I'm going to get a position at Calci after the fight. They've got to be exhausted.
Yeah, that's how we get started. Let's do the spotlight now and get over to Tuscaloosa. We're back, man. It's football time. Hit it, Tyler.
The College Football Spotlight.
The Shannara Spotlight every single day, presented by our guy Alexander Shannara, trial attorneys. Shannara.com. When you're in need of an attorney, Alexander Shannara, trial attorneys there for you, whatever the case. Shannara.com. Alexander Shannara trial attorneys have recovered more than $2 billion for their clients. They can do the same for you. Whatever the issue, beyond just personal injury cases, fire and storm damage, bad drug and device cases, employment cases, all at Shannara. Shannara.com.
We'll get to the basketball, but we just wanted to see the football out on the field in Tuscaloosa. Alabama starts spring drills, and Kalen DeBoer gets his third team out there. There's Ryan Grubb, headset on, and there's the story everyone's going to be talking about, guys. Austin Mack on the left, 6'6". Keelan Russell, now they switch sides, Jim. Keelan Russell, use the numbers. Keelan Russell's 12, Austin Mack's 10. 6'6" Mack, 6'3" Keelan Russell. Lance, I ask you first, if I'm to have a betting favorite on this, betting favorite to win this job right now would be?
It would be Keelan Russell. I do think internally, Ryan Grubb, that you mentioned, the offense coordinator, really, really likes Austin Mack a lot. And we saw Austin Mack in limited time, and not a big game situation because by that point Indiana had kind of walked away with it, but he looked really comfortable. And, I mean, there's a reason he has stayed on board. He obviously knows his system. Let's not forget, he was at Washington with these guys. And who would have ever thought, I mean, the more amazing thing was he has a size 18 foot or whatever is one of the main things that we talked about when he transferred in. But nobody at this particular point thought he would ever be the starting quarterback. But he's got every opportunity.
And so, Brown, I ask you, how does Austin Mack become the starting quarterback and not the five-star Keelan Russell?
Well, the coach speak is going to be he's got to win the locker room. That's become the coach speak now is I don't pick the quarterback, the locker room picks the quarterback. And I'm sure you'll hear some version of that from Ryan Grubb or Kalen DeBoer at some point this spring. Look, I mean, don't turn the ball over, complete a high percentage of your passes, and you got a really good shot at winning this job. Now, if both guys do that, I don't know where you go. You got a good problem then.
And, one thing that we probably don't talk about enough, who wins the team over? Who does the team kind of gravitate to? That's a huge thing right now because you saw year one what a mess it was chemistry-wise. And, look, DeBoer had to get those wrinkles out and kind of make it his own, and he did more of that in year two. But, they want a leader at that position. I thought Ty Simpson did a hell of a job last year as far as a leadership standpoint.
Yeah, I agree. And Mac's been in that locker room, knows the offense backwards and forwards. And Keelan Russell, though, seems to be too good to keep off the field is the phrase you hear.
That's what you hear.
Yeah. Too good to keep off the field.
That's how he wins the job, is being too good to keep off the field. You don't keep a guy off the field if he's too good to keep off the field.
And I think ultimately that wins out, right?
Yeah, you would like to think.
Usually. 14 more practices for Alabama, including an 8-day game coming up. Auburn will not have a quarterback battle. Byron Brown will be their quarterback when they crank up spring, and we'll get everything going down on the plains. Just wanted to give you a little taste of helmets and shoulder pads back out on the field there for football 173 days away. We'll enjoy our Kalshi picks for March Madness, but especially on football Saturdays when we get back to that. Tell us about our friends at Kalshi, and we'll get into the basketball conversation, including Stephen Pearl setting the table for us on what has to happen in Nashville for Auburn.
Yeah, fun time of year where you've got basketball basically 24/7, and you can get positions on all of that with our friends at Kalshi. Also, the Oscars coming up this week. We'll be doing the next reel, me and Tyler, and we'll be talking about our Oscar predictions in the next couple of days. But Kalshi, they've got that available for you right now. You can take a position on who's going to win Best Picture, who's going to win Best Actor. It's all available, not only sports, not only pop culture, politics, all up and available. Very important, Brown, that you download that app, Kalshi. Put in the code TNR. You're going to get $10 when you trade $10.
That is right. That is what you get with code TNR. You can take positions on anything. For instance, the Sun Belt Championship game tonight. Troy is taking on Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern, a surprise. So, Dunaway, this is what they call the bracket of death, right?
Yeah. We're going to get into this maybe a little bit later on, but let's jump up. Bring us off the graphic here real quick. The bracket of death we talked about with the Sun Belt. So, Georgia Southern, big story point in the nation here. 5 wins. This will be their 6th game in 6 days. Troy only had to play yesterday. And it was to protect the 2 best regular season teams. Well, guess what happened?
They lost.
One of the best regular season teams lost.
And
Marshall, Georgia Southern has won 5 in a row. Here's their celebration inside the locker room, putting their bracket out there again.
You know,
you know the kid, right, Forrester? Who's the kid? No, that's the Troy kid, the other side.
Troy.
Yeah, the other bracket.
Hey,
Yeah.
they win 7 more straight. They're national champions.
That's right.
They got 14 straight.
Yeah, so everybody's got a path to get there.
You
But
can take a position at Kalshi.
yeah,
you could.
but that's the bracket of death that everyone talks about that a lot of the mid-majors want to go to. So the team like Georgia Southern can't win it. Well, guess what? Georgia Southern plays for it tonight against Troy. I think 5.5 is the betting line, somewhere around there. Kalshi right now, I have not found a position on there.
72% at Troy right now, 31% for Georgia Southern, the upset team to be there. That is in the Sun Belt tonight. You can play those games right there at Kalshi.com or on the Kalshi app. When you log on, use code TNR. Get $10 on your first $10 position with our friends at Kalshi.
Well, at least they have an opportunity. You know what I hate is like a team like Miami of Ohio, and I know we'll get to them, and they survive again in just Miami of Ohio-like fashion on Friday night. But, you know, there is a chance, and we've talked about this the last couple of weeks, if they lose one of these 3 days in the MAC tournament, they could be out. What's crazy is you can have an incredible regular season, you can lose and be out in a conference tournament, but some teams can't even play for their conference tournament. So they can't even play their way into winning.
They've been so bad in the regular season they can't do it.
Yeah.
So, like, if it works one way, it should work the other,
I
right?
guess so. I don't know why they do it that way.
Miami of Ohio is locked in now, in my opinion, after the win.
Should be.
Because if you were paying attention to the bubble this past weekend, let me see if I can find the list. The bubble.
I got the stat for you.
Softest bubble ever?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying the bubble teams that lost this weekend, it was tremendous.
Well,
it was every team that was on the bubble, including Auburn, ended up losing this weekend. Here's the list. It is SMU, California, Auburn, New Mexico, Indiana, Virginia Tech, NC State, Missouri. They were all last 4 in, first 4 out. All 8 of them lost this weekend.
I mean, it just seems like none of these teams want to play in this tournament. But again, back to it, I think it is one of the softest bubbles we've ever seen. I mean, it is amazing. If Auburn gets in this, what this tells me is the complete opposite of what college football needs to do if you're a head coach. Just schedule a really difficult out-of-conference.
And don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. And go 500.
Jeff Borzillo pointed this out of Lunardi's last 7 in and first 5 out. So 12 teams. They went 0-9 Saturday. 9 of them played Saturday, went 0-9.
Yep, that's exactly right. 8 teams I just gave you there. Just a tremendous weekend for Miami of Ohio. They win their game, another overtime win, 110-108, and then they end up having everybody around on the bubble lose. So a lot of people feel very comfortable about Miami of Ohio, even if they lose in their tournament. That's our show today, man. We have hit everything except for the Auburn-Alabama basketball game. And we'll do that backwards here, too. Instead of talking about the game first, let's talk about Auburn and what they have to do in Nashville. Here's Stephen Pearl from our friends at WAAY in Huntsville. Trevor Denton up there does a great job a little post-game reaction from Stephen Pearl on Auburn, and after their loss to Alabama Saturday, what they need to do in Nashville.
Yeah, I mean, it's win or go home. I don't know what more urgency you need at this point. We've put ourselves in obviously a difficult situation, but also, a great situation. We play in the best league in college basketball. It's the deepest league in college basketball. We have, 5 of some of the best wins in the country. We have the best win in college basketball at Florida. If you look at our quality wins, and you look at other teams in the bubble, I don't think those teams get those wins. I just don't. So we've put ourselves in a position to be considered, and I think our resume stands up against anybody's. I'm not sure what the number would be tonight after the game. I don't know if anyone has KenPom pulled up, but I would imagine that we finished 1 or 2 in the country in strength of schedule overall, which is what the committee asked us to do. We played against some of the best teams in college basketball. We went 2-2 against the conference champions of the SEC, the Big East, the Big Ten, and the Big 12, and we didn't play any of those games at home. So we have enough quality wins to be deserving to be in this tournament, but we understand that we got to go to Nashville and we got to make a run just so we don't have to be sweating it out on Sunday. So the urgency is, this could be your last game if we don't find a way to win these ones moving forward.
The problem with that, he keeps using the word urgency, is you watched the Alabama game the other night and they had zero urgency.
Never trailed. Alabama hits their first 6 shots, and such an uncomfortable pregame speech from Steven. It didn't seem like the guys even wanted to. I don't know if you guys felt like that, but watching it, I was like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you were at the game, so you did not see it, but ESPN showed the pregame speech, and there was zero emotion. Not from Steven. Steven he had emotion, but, there was no, all right, let's do it. Nothing. It was like, I don't know how to describe it.
It seems like the guys don't care.
It was almost like, I know he agreed to let ESPN do it, but after the speech, I would not have blamed him for going to ESPN and saying,
please don't play that.
I have changed my mind. Will you please not put that on ESPN?
Five turnovers out of the gate, and I tweeted out LeBaron Philon's first 3 minutes of his final home game in Tuscaloosa looks like a Globetrotter skit. He Tahati made fall down on a little shake move and an easy layup, and then he picked somebody's back pocket and laid it in like he was stealing from the Washington Generals.
Hot take here. I think LeBaron Philon will end up having the best career of any Alabama former player.
Oh, wow.
That's coming off Colin Sexton hitting 7 threes last night. And Brandon Miller, I think, is averaging 20 a game.
One of the no, I get it. And those are great players. And, we can even go deeper. You look at an overall career like Robert Ory's, obviously winning all the rings. But the most important thing in the NBA is being able to create your own shot. And, my God, that guy in one-on-one situations – He just takes over, and he gets better and better, and he makes the game look easy. So I just think LeBaron at the next level is going to be absolutely incredible. But back to the lack of urgency, I don't understand how one team is locked in at the 2 or 3 in Nashville, and they come out and play their asses off like they wanted it, like they were playing for their tournament lives. And on the other side, Auburn was just so flat. I don't understand a team that has lost 8 of 10 now, that is limping in. It shows you how easy it is to get into the NCAA tournament, that they're still technically in this.
I said the same exact thing on social media, that if ESPN were not showing the records of that game and you just turned it on and it's Auburn playing Alabama, I don't have the records in the graphic there. I don't know who's done what. I would have 100% assurance who was playing for their tournament life. I'm like, well, one team has their hair on fire and one team doesn't. Alabama's playing for their tournament life. Just the opposite.
At home and have to have this win.
At home and they have to have this win. And, boy, they have come out on fire. Look at Alabama earning their way off the bubble. And it was the exact opposite. And it was impossible to believe that was the effort Auburn gave.
Yeah, look, and I had Auburn plus points. I felt good about Auburn in that game. I really did. I thought that game would go to the wire. I thought it would be an incredible game, high scoring.
You didn't have to
Second half, they did have a lot of points, but, they were never in reach.
That was garbage time. It's a 12-point game that was a 30-point game. That is.
Yeah. Led by 28, I think, was the highest lead. Hey, cut forward, Tyler. Here's what blows me away, because LeBaron Philon here is about to tell you how easy it was for Alabama to score in the paint. That's where Alabama gets beat. They can't. Alabama had 19 more offensive rebounds or had 19 offensive rebounds. They had 16 more second chance points. They beat Auburn where Alabama usually gets beat. And Philon talked about how easy it was to score in the paint against them.
Y'all had just a ton of layups. It looked like penetration was pretty easy. Can you just comment on what Auburn's defense was trying to do, in your opinion, and how y'all were so easily able to get in the paint?
I don't know what they was trying to do, but just like you said, being able to get in the paint with ease, I think, it kind of opened the game up, as the game grow, and I think, just not being able to just not pressing to score, just dropping hard, looking, if they build out, just try to attack and stay aggressive. And Coach Oates told us that before the game, just stay aggressive because, we hit a lot of threes and people are starting to build out. So just keep driving. And I feel like we did an excellent job with paint points today.
And by build out, that means the defense is extended. It's out on the three-point line, sometimes a step past the three-point line. And Alabama's size at guard, sometimes that's disrupted them at the pass. And the plan was just to dribble past them, pass it past them, and take the short ones and don't settle for the threes. And it worked against Auburn. I don't know if it'll work against, some of the best teams in the country, but it worked on Saturday.
Auburn shot 51% on the road. Alabama misses 23s. They missed 9 free throws, and Alabama still up 28 at one point, wins the game by double digits.
Yeah. It was just the effort plays, though. I mean, the score aside, stats aside, we all watched that game. One team gave extreme effort, and one team didn't.
Yeah.
And I just, man, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Auburn. And
yeah, what do you expect even if they get in? They're one and done.
I mean, again, Jim just told you, and then I followed it up with a stat that nobody on the bubble won, the perceived bubble. The teams we perceive are or the analysts perceive are on the bubble. I presume the selection committee sits on that last Saturday and watches all those teams. Like, I assume the selection committee's got a list of teams. All right, here are the teams I'm back and forth on. I'm going to watch all these games. If you watched that game, would you have said, hey, here's a team that wants to play for my championship? Not at all. Not at all. Auburn has not looked like that team for a month now, by the way.
Well, and now the situation they put themselves in, a 12 seed in Nashville, and if they're able to make any noise, they got to beat a Mississippi State team that they lost in the regular season. Mm-hmm. They got to beat a Tennessee team that they lost in the regular season. Mm-hmm. Then they got to beat a Vanderbilt team they lost in the regular season.
But of all the paths, LT, I'd rather have that path than having to play Missouri and Florida if I beat Mississippi State, or Georgia and Alabama if I beat Mississippi State, or A&M and Arkansas. Maybe the A&M or Arkansas one, but I mean Tennessee and Vandy of my choices of the path I have to take to get to the semifinals. I'd rather have the one they got.
Yeah, I mean this is one of the, like, how long can you stay alive until you get decapitated by Florida? Yeah, I mean this thing is the Florida Invitation.
No, you're right about that. And if you're on Alabama and Arkansas side of the bracket, it's until Sunday.
Yeah, because Alabama's got a Florida problem.
That's right.
I think everybody's got
a lot of teams have a Florida problem.
I don't know how Kentucky covered that game on Saturday. Absolutely amazing they were able to come back.
What they didn't cover? Hey, Calcium. Or maybe I was on it early enough.
Yeah, I mean, there were some numbers that were 4 to 6.
Yeah.
But it did balloon to 7.5 in a lot of places. You know,
I had it 6.5, yeah.
For Auburn, you're ultimately going to kick yourself in the ass just losing games to Mississippi State and Ole Miss. You know, it looks like now.
I mean, the bubble's so bad that you're right. Yeah.
One of those games, they're definitely in.
But, I mean, do you guys think they got to win the whole thing? They've got to get the auto bid?
No, not now.
On our Hoover Toyota drive-in this morning, I said, obviously you got to beat Mississippi State.
Well, that's
step one. That's another horrible loss. You're 2-8 in your last 10. Even if we were doing the old school last 10, they're 2-8.
Yeah.
With bad losses to Mississippi State and Oklahoma. Now you beat them, you beat Tennessee, and you got a chance.
Yeah, I think
Vandy, it's a better chance. Each win's a better chance. There's no guarantee, though, unless you win it all.
I think one and done, they're done. I think they beat Mississippi State. I think it is really interesting. They probably have a camera down there, down on the plains, watching the reaction.
The win over State gets you a camera. Okay.
I think if they beat Mississippi State and Tennessee, they're in, based on what happened with the bubble this week.
Yeah, I mean, all those bubble teams are really, really sucking right now.
And let me say this. I mean, of all the bubble teams, I mean, they might be the best.
Yeah.
I mean,
because they've got those wins, but you bring this up all the time. It's been so long since that win at Florida is unexplainable. The way this team has played the last 10 games, to go back and look how they played against Florida in Gainesville, they look like they're different people in the uniforms now.
Well, and Stephen brought that up in the pregame. He was like, you guys are the only team to win in Gainesville. And I guess it didn't really resonate. But I mean, if you could,
where did you guys go?
but if you could get that team back. Now, a couple of things. Auburn seemed like they were a different team, and Florida is light years from where they were at that point to where they are right now.
Was that Florida's last loss?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a light switch game for them. Cut one, Tyler. Let's hear from Nate Oates, the actual winning coach in the game this past weekend. And by the way, they still I don't know. I was talking to some of our viewers and listeners at halftime, so I was on the concourse. I don't know if they bring the ODK trophy out to the court anymore, but they do put it up in the lobby. So a very low key with the ODK trophy. But this is Jim Dunaway exclusive video of them actually white gloving the ODK trophy from the.
That's one of those
the
awkward
storage
carries.
Yep.
Like that's got to be a young man, young girl, because
it's heavier than you think.
Oh, I'm sure. And that with the awkwardness of that's how you wrench her back.
That's right. That's right. And you never do. Am I the one going backwards? You going backwards?
Yeah.
I'll go back.
Up to the lobby where you see all those yellow signs of slippery and wet.
Yeah.
The hardest downpour I've seen in a long time. Right as soon as I got inside, and then I hear it just.
Yeah, I did a good job on missing the rain all weekend.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know how.
But that's the low key. That's where the ODK trophy was pregame. I don't know. I wasn't there at halftime. I was out on the concourse. Let me know in the chat if they bring it out at halftime still.
They brought the trophy out onto the court at halftime, according to Morgan.
Okay. Dude, the players?
I saw a list of players that were there. It was only like 5 guys. I don't think the full team comes out anymore.
You think if you melted that down, it was worth $5 million? You think there'd be a heist internally?
Yeah.
It's so dark at Coleman. You can get away with it.
I did think the white gloves was a
little much.
Like they were carrying the Stanley Cup out.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it would have made more sense if somebody was carrying Nick Saban's umbrella in practice.
Yeah, exactly.
Than the white gloves for the trophy.
Cut one. Here's Nate Oates after the win on just how they approached this win and how it may help them as they move on through March.
They obviously were trying to take away the three-point line. I think we were 11 straight games that hit at least 10 threes in a game, so we didn't get it tonight. But we scored 58 points in the paint. So, and I've said it before, like, people act like, we live and die by the three. That's not it. We play the most efficient basketball we possibly can. Threes are part of it. You get great shooters. You generate the correct threes, and those are great shots. Well, I thought we took some bad ones trying to take threes because they were doing a good job switching, building out, taking us off the line. But we scored 58 points in the paint. So if we'd have made some free throws, we'd have scored 100 on them. We ended up still scoring 75 points at the line and in the paint combined, which is a lot of points. So I thought we came in, flipped some of the stuff that we had issues with in the loss at Georgia. We got to close games. We can't play the scoreboard. Disappointing 15-minute close, but really good first 25 minutes and a lot of the stuff we've been stressing.
Yeah, I'm not going to say they mentally checked out. I'm not going to suggest that, but certainly Alabama started coasting a little bit. I mean, when they were up 28 and Auburn was showing zero resistance.
They were still trying to score at the end, though.
They
were
were.
100.
They were. He waved Millett on at that one. Did you see that? Yeah. I mean,
I had second half total. So
you really saw that. Yeah. He waved Millett on to the basket there. Now, I think some of that, too, was he was trying to sub guys in. I think a made basket or a foul stops the clock so we can sub guys in. So I don't know that it was all about
basket. You're closer to 100 points.
I don't know that it was all about getting to 100, but he was trying to get some of the end of the bench guys.
I never see who wins the hard hat. London Jemison, maybe. I mean, look,
I didn't see it this week.
The front court, I mean, Sherrell played well.
He did.
Amari Allen, after his back-to-back kind of wall games we talked about, bounced right back and played at a high level. But I thought Jemison just quality 13 minutes off the bench.
I agree.
Boy, if you give Alabama 58 in the paint, they'll win the national championship.
Yeah.
Give them 58 in the paint the rest of the way.
Yeah, you're going to find teams that are actually going to get effort in the paint. That's going to be the problem.
They may not get 58 in the paint again the rest of the year.
To Nate's point, they might be able to win games where they miss 23s and they don't hit hit 10 threes, but enable them for them to beat elite teams. They've got to hit those threes.
Yeah. So that's a little basketball. More with Dane Bradshaw, who is in Tuscaloosa, coming up in our next segment. One more thing here in our opening conversation, brought to you by our friends at Hoover Toyota, hoovertoyota.com, where you can check out all that inventory.
Yeah, I had a buddy come in town this weekend, and first time he had gone for a ride in the new Land Cruiser mine. Absolutely loves it. I'm telling you, fantastic. Not only the actual unit that I'm in, but just the customer service, just everything that is Hoover Toyota. They've been perfecting this for over 20 years, serving Birmingham, Alabaster, Vestavia. Their inventory offers a fantastic selection. Their on-site finance department provides affordable financing options. Even after the keys to your new vehicle are in your hands, they are there to serve you with the service and parts department committed to keeping your vehicle running smoothly. When you shop with Hoover Toyota, they want to keep you as a customer for life. That's why they offer that red carpet program and give you ways to let your friends and family experience that amazing shopping experience with our friends at Hoover Toyota. Stop in Highway 150. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. Go see Scott, Harold, Kim, all the fine folks. For more information and to view their inventory and great pricing, hoovertoyota.com.
Forrester or Brooks, can one of you cut this segment right here, roll tape? Hey, Todd Furman, Jim Dunaway in Birmingham. Brownie's about to tell you about the World Baseball Classic standings. Tonight you get Mexico and USA at 7 o'clock Maine Fox Central Time. Brown, who's the other 2-0 team in that pool play of the World Baseball Classic?
The Italians.
The Italians are 2-0.
They are. Where'd you see that coming from?
Send that to Furman. 2-0. Italy. Italy. Go Eagles. I was afraid I was going to misspell
Well,
it.
I was too.
Yeah.
It was like a tightrope act, and it's only a 5-letter word.
Italy's 2-0. I knew they played Great Britain and Brazil first. I thought they'd beat them.
Inside of both.
Bojangles gets us back to basketball, and Dane Bradshaw coming up on the other side. It was a big weekend elsewhere in the SEC, but we'll talk more Bama and Auburn with him too.
You can get that Bojangler right now for a limited time at Bojangles. It is that Alaskan pollock fish fillet with Bo's seasoning. The deluxe comes with lettuce, pickle, tomato, and some tartar sauce and cheese on there as well. And you can get it right now at Bojangles. Start the day getting up some threes from our friends at Bojangles with the triple-double, triple the protein with bacon, sausage, egg, and double the cheese on that scratch-made Bojangles biscuit. Like all their breakfast, you can try that brand-new iced coffee now at Bojangles. You heard me right. All iced coffee on the menu now at Bojangles. You can get that and cap off any meal with a great dessert, that strawberry cobbler. It is all right there at Bojangles, where you can always make it bow time.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that quality legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954, That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does. Hell yeah, boys! NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
All right, we are heading to talk to Dane Bradshaw, who had a fun weekend in Tuscaloosa. You can have a fun weekend in Talladega coming up April the 24th through the 26th. It's the Jack Links 500 race weekend, Sunday, April 26th. Get your tickets right now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, or 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
Dane Bradshaw was on the call Saturday night there in Tuscaloosa, the final SEC regular season game of the year. He's with us now on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. Welcome in, Dane. How are you today?
Hey, what's up, guys? Good to talk with you again.
Yeah, you too. I don't want to take away from Alabama's win, but one of the stories coming out of the game, obviously, is what that loss did for Auburn. And I don't know about your view from the court side, but through the magic of television, it looked like one team was playing for their tournament life and one was not, and it looked like Alabama was. I was just baffled by the lack of effort by Auburn. Court side, did it feel the same way for you?
Certainly a bad start, and Alabama came out swinging. They're a hot momentum riding type offense, so if you can, as a defense, the worst thing you can do is let them see a few easy ones going early. There was a defensive breakdown where Philon just kind of walked in for the easiest layup in the half court he'll probably have all season. And then from there, you're right, it just never became a game. I don't know at what point it was a double-digit game, but it just stayed that way. I thought, if anything, as crazy as this sounds, I thought the best thing Auburn did was, from an eye test standpoint, like that thing could have gotten to a 30, 35-point lead. I think it was in the 20s at some point, and it wasn't going the right direction. And I guess the last, 10 to 15 minutes of that second half, just by making the score be respectable. The last thing you want is nationally televised game. I know the metrics are all part of it, but you certainly don't want the final score being a 90 to 62 or something like that. So they scored enough buckets to get the score respectable. That doesn't mean it saves them by any stretch of the imagination. But I thought, in terms of, it could have been worse. Actually, I think it probably could have been a little bit. But the slow starts have been one of those things that's just haunted this team over the past 6 to 7 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we've tried to explain it, Dane. I mean, when you look at Auburn, it's a team that won in Gainesville. You've got players like Keyshawn Hall and Tahad Pettiford, and you've lost 8 of 10. They're sitting right there on the bubble. I mean, can you figure out what is wrong with this Auburn team?
It is tricky because I thought Stephen Pearl really and continues to do a great job in the prep and all those things. But when you talk about the way they started SEC play with those heartbreaking losses, like they could have gone backwards. Instead, they went forwards. And I thought they did a really nice job in January showing that they could handle that adversity, get better, learn from those things, and for the most part had a good January. And then I think maybe the longer the season goes on, the more films out there, the more scouting reports are out there. And Keyshawn Hall's had a more difficult time dominating the offensive end. I think if I'm an opponent, it's, hey, if we can just wall up when he goes to the basket, let's crowd the paint, let's defend him without fouling. And if you can take away that offensive threat, and I'm not bashing Keyshawn Hall, but if you can take away or limit his offense, yet Auburn still has to play him on the defensive side, that's a big win because that's not his strength on the defensive side, but they also have to have him in there offensively or they're going to struggle. And I think that's been one of the things for Auburn. Like Williams Adams, I think he's a terrific guy that can switch 1 through 5. He can guard, but then on the offensive end, doesn't really help your spacing as much, not being a threat. And so I think that's been one of the challenges is, hey, our best offensive guys can be our defensive liabilities. Our best defensive guys just don't help us much on the offensive end, and trying to find those two-way players, that easier said than done. And I think that they don't have that mix right now.
I don't want to make this feel like you're testifying in front of Congress, but I want to keep going with that conversation a little bit here. Have you seen this in basketball before, and does it happen a lot more than where two stars like Keyshawn Hall and Tahad Pettiford just don't complement each other? Like they seem to have Keyshawn Hall possessions and Tahad Pettiford possessions. They don't seem, and this has been the last 10 games, they don't seem to complement each other very well.
Yeah, I think it is interesting because they're good scoring without an assist. They get unassisted type shots, which on paper makes it look like, oh, this is a one-on-one team, but that's clearly not. They run a lot of set plays. I think one of the reasons they're a good offensive rebounding team is the fact that they take predictable shots. They know where they're getting their shots. That's something Bruce Pearl has always been able to do as well. And Mike Burgomaster, the offense coordinator, to where in years past, I felt like Auburn's offense was at its best because of the amount of play calling they do. Whereas Nate Oates is much more less play calling, play within the motions and read, react. And that's obviously served him well also. But Auburn's has those predictable shots. But to say that they create a lot for others, Pettiford or Hall, probably not necessarily how you would describe them. But I think their offensive philosophy is more about getting those guys in spots that they're comfortable, whether it's off the bounce or some sort of movement. So, yeah, but look, to me, it's not that their offense has been perfect, but I think other than the other night, like their offense has been enough to win games. I found on an analytics deal in their losses, they're the 14th defense out of 16 teams. In their wins, they're at a 4th rated defensive efficiency. And if you look up too, Todd Pettiford, everybody talks about, oh, we got to get him going. Like in their wins, he's only averaging, maybe in conference wins, I think he's averaging like 13 points per game. Like they can win games without Pettiford being red hot. It just, to me, it all comes down to the defensive side of the ball. And they've been better than years past, or excuse me, they've been better than they were the other night at rebounding. I think if you ask Stephen Pearl, that's probably his biggest disappointment was on the glass. First shot defense wasn't great, but it was good enough to stay in the game. And Alabama came in with an emphasis after really giving up the rebound margin to Georgia, saying, hey, we've got to be a better rebounding team. And sometimes you catch a team on the wrong night when they're trying to correct a mistake, and Auburn just didn't meet the challenge when it came to that.
SEC Network and ESPN's Dane Bradshaw on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. I'm told, or at least we hear, this is a guards tournament. It's a guards tournament. It's a guards tournament when you get to the NCAA and get to the postseason. It's going to be hard to find a better 1-2 combo than LeBaron Philon and Aiden Holloway. If, in fact, it is a guards tournament, Alabama is in good shape there.
Yeah, and also guys that can just get you a matchup, go get you a bucket. And because they spread you out with shooters, all these things you guys know, it's very hard to pick your poison, because you get Phylon in the middle of the court if you're Nate Oates, and it's a one-on-one game. And if somebody comes and helps off, they're going to spray it out. And when you talk to opposing coaches on how to defend Alabama, the number one thing is you can't bring two guys to the ball. You can't over-help, because once you get in rotations, they get that ball movement and they just attack your closeouts or shoot it from deep. And they're just extremely good and gifted on the offensive side of the ball. I do think where you have to win the game, though, is dominating the glass. They're now 16-1 when they win the rebound margin, and I believe around 500 when they don't. And so every team has their strengths and weaknesses, and Alabama's not extremely deep on the interior. If you can get their bigs in foul trouble or make them go 5 guards, it's not that they can't win that way, but you do give yourself a better chance. And it's interesting because this Alabama team, the Final Four team, wasn't a great defensive team either. Grant Nelson and those guys, but they got some good matchups. They turned it on late. That's not something you want to bet on if you're I think their personnel was had a higher ceiling defensively that year. But still, if they can get their defense to be above average, you could see this Alabama team making a deeper run. And I think the fact that Florida's been playing so well, people are kind of overlooking the win streak, even though the one Georgia loss, how many games Alabama's winning. They're not necessarily dominating teams, blowing them out all the time, but they're winning games and they're playing confident, and that's the most dangerous Nate Oates team.
And they are the 2 seed in Nashville this week, but the 1 seed, as you mentioned, Florida, the last team to beat Alabama before Georgia was Florida. It wasn't even close. If there is a team that is going to unseat Florida in Nashville this weekend, who would it be?
Good question. I'm looking up at my bracket now. I'd be really interested to see a Tennessee-Florida matchup, even though Florida handled Tennessee really well. When you think about Florida in that front court and the way they can impose their will, to me, trying to find a team that has similar personnel. Tennessee has depth in the front court, not the quality of depth and not the superstars that Florida has, but for one game on a neutral site, I could see Tennessee possibly holding their own from that standpoint. And then with Nate Ament coming back for the SEC tournament and Jacoby Gillespie, now all of a sudden you've got a couple guys on your perimeter that could win that matchup. So Florida's the better team. They're the clear favorite. But when you look at matchup standpoints and physicality, Tennessee's one of those teams. Obviously Missouri beat Florida early in the year, so that Missouri could get that rematch against Florida. I don't know. I see Missouri beating them twice, but Tennessee probably the most physical team that could give Florida a tough matchup in Nashville.
Boy, I've never noticed it before, but your accent there made Arkansas sound like Tennessee. You didn't say Arkansas. Arkansas was the answer, I thought.
Did you see that last game they played against Florida?
Yeah, I think this time around it'd be different.
Oh, okay.
So Arkansas is not the answer.
They got 30 points to make up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know it. And Florida can make everybody look bad. Look, Arkansas is extremely fun to watch. They got great guard play, and they don't turn it over. They don't beat themselves on that end. My biggest concern for Arkansas is that they've got basically one big with Nick Pringle and then Malik Ewan subs in for him. I think they're going to run into some issues where they're relying so heavily on guard play and transition.
Can I tell the guys real quick that apparently Dane coaches? Do you coach your son? Do you coach youth basketball? Do you coach a little bit? Because I was talking to you in the hallway.
I coach the school team. We lost in the championship. I'm sure I'll get over it when I'm 70 or so. And then his little spring AAU team. So got to bring him down for the game this weekend.
I was talking to him, and apparently Nate Oates is higher on the coaching pedestal for his son than Dane is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was.
No, it was good. I got to let him skip school, come down, watch Alabama practice. We study some of those clips, try to implement some of that stuff in our own way with as much as you can with some 8th grade kids out of Chattanooga. And I think he took it to heart a little bit more when LeBaron Philon was running the ghost screens the way I want more than Dad telling him. So sometimes it's the messenger, not the messenger.
Do it like Philon, son. Do it like Philon.
Yeah.
Okay, Dad.
Dane had a chance to say, see, what I'm telling you, they're actually doing it right now in this practice.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a lot cooler when Philon does it than Dad out there in some on clouds.
Your socks were too high when you played that.
Get Uncle Ron. Uncle Ron, go and tell him talk to Ron Slay about Philon. Go talk to Uncle Ron, son. He'll tell you about that Philon.
Have fun in Nashville, Dane, man.
Thank
We always
you.
appreciate you.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, take care. Dane Bradshaw with us on the Alexander Shinora Trial Attorneys Hotline. It does seem like Arkansas gets that late game more than anybody.
Yeah,
that 8:30 Central tip. I feel like Arkansas plays that game all the time.
If you got the bracket for us, I didn't give it to you. I know you probably have it already, or if Brooks has built one next round live. But the nighttime session, though, you've built it to where it's not built this way because it's the way the standings are.
That's right. It's built over a season.
Right. But for the primetime broadcast, you've got Alabama, Arkansas, and Texas A&M. That's some great offensive basketball and defense optional. So you'll have some entertaining basketball games going on in the night sessions there in Nashville and for the primetime TV viewers, right? Those are three fun offenses.
I agree. If you get Tennessee that'd be bad for Auburn if you get this, but if you get Tennessee Vandy, look, Florida's going to probably pound Missouri or Kentucky. But if you've got 3 games, Tennessee playing Vandy, the rematch of what you just got Saturday, which was a terrific game.
Both have been.
Yeah. Alabama playing Georgia, which is a rematch of what was a very high-scoring game just the other night that Bama lost. And then Arkansas A&M, that'd be one heck of a 3-game stretch right there on Friday, it would seem.
Yeah. So that's the double buys for Alabama, number 2 seed, as LT was saying. They don't play until Friday. And they'll get either Ole Miss, Texas, Georgia, the survivor of those 2 previous games.
Do you guys think Bama fans will travel well to this? Again, it's a destination town.
Yeah.
But any year that you would have said, hey, they're the 2 seed, then you think that they're having a great season. And look, I kind of agree with Dane. Like we're kind of sleeping on them winning 8 of their last 10 games. But it just feels like this tournament is so one-sided.
I do think people will travel, but it's it's the SEC basketball tournament. Am I traveling to Nashville for a week? Some people will choose to do that and not go to the NCAA tournament. Others will say, okay, I'm going to wait and see where they go in the NCAA tournament. Maybe I'll jump in on that. Some people, luckily, can do both. But, the big difference this year will be 2 things. One, Auburn. I think their crowd, which was half the arena sometimes, will be way down. And the other is Kentucky, as my buddy William Galloway points out, finding out that Tuesday, Wednesday hotel pricing in Nashville is a lot cheaper than Thursday, Friday, Saturday hotel pricing because they're playing in round 1. So you get full arena and Kentucky fans in a day early or 2 days early in Kentucky. That'll be the big difference. Kentucky
but I wonder
playing day 1.
And I guess, it's a stupid question, but I was going to say, are they still going to travel like they've always traveled?
Do. Yeah, I've seen terrible Kentucky teams that take over an arena at the SEC tournament.
And the reason they've always traveled for the SEC basketball tournament is there are a lot of people that are Kentucky basketball fans who just can't go to Rupp Arena or get into Rupp Arena to watch the games. The show being brought to you by a couple of great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Inverness Country Club, LT.
The Inverness Country Club, they've got memberships that fit everyone. Brown, did you play this weekend?
I had a wedding Saturday, but I went out there and hung out with some friends and worked on my short game. So I was out there.
Hey, look, newly renovated clubhouse and dining, fitness center. Again, they've got memberships that fit everyone. Before you know it, this summer weather will get here, and you can enjoy that resort-style pool. Easy sell to the wife. Hey, look, childcare is also a massive plus. You and the wife can go have a day of golf or tennis knowing the kid is safe on site. Best days happen at the Inverness Country Club. To take a tour of the unbelievable club, go to iccalabama.com. Very important. Make sure you tell Aaron, all the fine folks up there, the next round sent you. Again, for more information, iccalabama.com.
Birmingham's fastest party returns to Barber Motorsports Park coming up March 27th through the 29th. It's the Medical Properties Trust presents the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix, powered by AmFirst. 3 days of high-speed action featuring the fastest drivers in the world from the IndyCar Series. You can enjoy the Kids Zone, food trucks, beer garden, fan zone, and more. Kids 15 and under get in free. Get your tickets now for the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix.
I do think Bucky McMillan punched their ticket. I think they're safely in. Texas A&M. They would have been in a precarious situation if they did not beat LSU in Baton Rouge. And it went to multiple overtimes before in the fourth overtime, or 3 overtimes it went to, did not make it to the fourth. And A&M survives LSU, and then Bucky gives you a sound bite for the ages afterwards.
I couldn't have lived if it went to a fourth overtime. I would have just walked out of there. We were supposed to be fouling on the other side of half court. I don't know what happened. We walk out there and point to the spot we're supposed to be fouling. And if he made that three, we would have LSU would have won by forfeit. I would have just had to walk out of there. I couldn't have done it anymore.
And Max McKinnon got a good look. I don't know how much of that game you guys watched. I was all in because I had LSU plus 3.5, and we've talked about it. Dogs go to overtime to die.
That's right.
And they were able to hang on and still cover the number plus the 3.5. But man, I mean, the amount of minutes. Marquell Sutton, 50 minutes. I'm just looking at this box score. Ryland Griffin, 46 minutes. AG played 47 minutes. I mean, just
good news. You don't have to play again until Thursday. That's the plus. I mean, it's going to get forgotten because A&M got off to such a good start in conference, and they were leading the conference for a little bit. But, that fourth place in the SEC were 3, 11, and 7 teams, and A&M was one of them. So that's a huge step for me in the right direction for A&M in year one.
Oh, and they're in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, they're going to be in the NCAA tournament.
So
finished technically in a tie for fourth, though the tiebreakers did not benefit them.
And if you watch Bucky's postgame to his team in the locker room that the Texas A&M folks put out, it was tremendous. He was like, you guys remember that nobody was here. I mean, we had to piece this team together. Nobody was expecting this from us, and now you're in the NCAA tournament. You could not say more positive things about what Bucky and Texas A&M have done this year.
First-year coaches in the SEC, if you would have lined it up, Bucky McMillan, Sean Miller, and Stephen Pearl, you would have probably said, man, there is no expectation. Well, there wasn't an expectation for Bucky. He's done better than both of those guys. And then, as bad as it's been for Stephen, Sean's lost 4 of his last 5 games.
Yeah, they're both playing on Wednesday night, those two.
Yeah.
And Bucky is not.
Yeah, Kentucky, Auburn, and Texas didn't expect to be playing on Wednesday, and they are playing there at the SEC Tournament up in Nashville. Viewing menu time right after Brownie tells us about our friends at A+, and then we'll get to what Tyler and LT are watching.
Brad Bell is the guy at A+. That is the guy that when my wife scoured the internet looking for the right person to do our job, which was a master bathroom remodel, she picked Brad Bell. She talked to a bunch of contractors, people that had used certain contractors. The name that kept coming back time and time again was Brad Bell. And I'm glad we picked Brad. His crews did tremendous work. They were very courteous. They were on time. They were clean. At the end of each day, they walked us in and said, hey, does this meet your expectations? And every single day it did. If you want Brad to look at one of your jobs, I'm going to tell you what he specializes in. Do not hear me say this is all he does, but it's what he specializes in. Master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. Why is that important? Well, you spend a lot of time in those rooms. You want them to look the best they can, work the best they can. But when you go sell your home, you can make some of your money back on those rooms. Master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. So if you want more before and afters from Brad or to try to get him to come look at one of your jobs, you can do that. Here's his number, 205-422-1758, 205-422-1758, or AlabamaBathRemodels.com, AlabamaBathRemodels.com.
Hey, and if you're wearing contacts or glasses, think about it for a minute. You have at least had the thought run through your mind, is LASIK right for me? One simple way to figure out, 205-969-8100. When you call that number that I called back in 2003, ask for Amy. She's going to schedule you a hassle-free consultation. You have 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. Again, I got the procedure done in 2003, had the 2200 vision before, after the procedure, 2015 vision. I've still got it better than 2020. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
Okay, so I'm doing viewing menu today a little bit different because over the weekend I watched 6 movies and started a new show. So I'm going to run through those real quick, as short as I can. And if you want to hear me talk about them in greater depth, you can check out the next reel.
I saw 4 movies over the weekend and a documentary, so technically 5.
Alrighty. So first off, The Bride, messy story, just not worth watching, not worth paying for. That being said, people do like it, so if you like it, more power to you. But I wouldn't recommend people paying money to go see it.
Yeah,
So you went back to see it again?
No.
Okay.
I'm just
So that was
recapping the weekend.
Okay. Was that a Thursday viewing you went to see that?
Yes, that was late Thursday night.
Okay.
Friday, I went to see Hoppers, which is the new Pixar film. It's basically Avatar with beavers, but it's much better than Avatar somehow. This kid hops into the mind of a beaver and tries to save this little area of the woods so that way they don't put a highway over it and get all the beavers out of the area. And it was shockingly heartfelt, funny, and I would recommend it for everyone. One thing that's holding it back is it doesn't have that old-style Disney animation. It's the CGI. Next up, I started Daredevil on Disney+, the Marvel show, and it's pretty fun so far. Feels pretty gritty and grounded. I'm excited to see where it goes. I know Vincent D'Onofrio plays Kingpin, and he is always great on screen. I watched the Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus randomly because I heard that it was almost lost to time, and I just had to check it out. If you're a fan of any of the Rolling Stones music, or like Jethro Tull was there, The Who, and a couple other bands. Weird production story behind it. Definitely check that out. Yesterday, I watched Hamnet, which is the story of Hamlet. It's the true story of William Shakespeare that inspired Hamlet. Very dramatic, great performances. It's up for Best Picture. We'll definitely get into that on the next reel. I watched Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein last night.
What'd you think?
Loved it.
Yeah,
I thought it was
very good.
A very true adaptation of the original Mary Shelley tale. Definitely worth a watch if you haven't seen it. I watched The Secret Agent last night and wrapped up at about 1 a.m. And I thought that was really solid as well. Wagner Moura, I'm
Great
most
actor.
familiar with him as Pablo Escobar from Narcos, but I really enjoyed him in this film. And now moving on to stuff that's out today. On Max, they have a new show. It's a comedy starring Steve Carell. It's set on a college campus and centers around an acclaimed author who visits the college where his daughter teaches to help her through a personal crisis. It's called Rooster.
Looks terrible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any
No, it does.
trailers.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen the trailer a million times. Have you guys seen it?
No. I've seen the trailer, yes.
Yeah. Do you think it looks good?
For me, it does. I mean, it's the kind of stuff I like, but obviously it's not gritty, deep, and, good.
See,
probably.
I put this on
That's not
viewing
good,
menu
probably.
expecting you to enjoy this one, Jim. So
Yeah,
there you go.
seems like something I would like.
Netflix has a new documentary out today called The TikTok Killer. It follows a family's quest for the truth when a 42-year-old woman disappears in Spain after meeting a popular TikToker while traveling. And then finally, Max has added one of my most all-time rewatched movies, and that's V for Vendetta. I love that movie.
Still never seen it.
Oh, come on. You got to watch it.
Come on, Tyler. With the mask and the swords?
Yes.
That's
See,
what
you know what's up.
That's what Tyler is watching, brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision and, of course, New York Butcher. If LT watched 4 movies, that means he went to New York Butcher at least once this weekend.
We did. We went on Friday and we picked up steaks and had a great night, great weekend with our friends at the New York Butcher Shop. The fresh meats from the steaks, the ribs, the chicken, the pork, the in-house sides made fresh every single day. Incredible staff of butchers. Get in, see Jim and all of those guys. Don't forget about the deli sandwiches available for lunch or dinner. Great selection of fine wines and desserts as well. 2 locations, the original Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rear quality, well-done service, one-stop dinner shop. It is the New York Butcher Shop.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, Let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does. Hell yeah, boys! NASCAR weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Hey, before we jump back into new bracketology and some college football and four downs in this hour, our tender moment of the day, Brown will tell you about Bojangles in a second. LT and I have judged the Exceptional Foundation Chili Cook-Off off and on over the last 22 years, sometimes together, sometimes we split duties. And this past weekend, it happened again, and always a great crowd out there and for a great cause. And the chili was terrific this year. Great Birmingham TV legends Mike Dubberly, James Spann, and some guy in a blue hat right there.
That's right.
Look at how much, look at the shape that Spann is in, man.
So you dropped a bunch of LBs?
Yeah, not that he needed, I'm not saying he needed to lose any weight, but when I saw him, it was like his polygon is different.
It's tornado season, man. He's got to be in shape for tornado season.
He doesn't.
How was the chili this year?
Chili was, well, see, I've always suggested or requested the first round because of the variety you get. Some suck. and I like to be surprised. This is good. This is bad.
But they're so bad.
For the first time ever, because I didn't talk to anybody beforehand, I was judging the finals. So I had the 16 best, and it was just all good. It was just all really, really good chili.
That sounds like a good spot to be.
Oh, it really was.
Normally they have the restaurant, people from around to, like our buddy Will Haver is one of those guys that always judges the final round.
Yeah, they go late rounds with those guys because you were telling me
sophisticated
Joseph,
palates.
Yeah, Joseph from Diplomat Deli.
Joseph was in the second round from Diplomat Deli, and I was like, I still love yours. And he's like, well, I have to keep mine, so it appeals to the masses.
He has to leave out of the room.
He's like, I would jack mine up probably a little bit more heat if I wasn't, trying to sell to the masses. I let you add stuff to it to make it so.
It's so difficult. Like, I do a really good chili in my opinion, but could I do a chili that's going to feed 500 people? That's the difference.
Yeah, when you have to start multiplying ingredients.
Yeah, it's really difficult
Yeah.
for people that have never done it in that bulk before.
And keeping it good. All day, all night, and all day long. So
Well,
it was fun. Great crowd. Exceptional Foundation is in Homewood, and they do great work with kids and young adults battling some obstacles in life. And they've been there it's just chili cook-off, 22 years old. It was really, really good.
It started at Homewood Park, went over to Brookwood Mall in that
where
area.
the Exceptional Foundation is Homewood Park.
Yeah.
It was right on property to start with.
And then they have now moved it to Liberty Park. How was the weather, though? That was one of the dicey things.
Stayed away until the event was over with at 3 o'clock. And one of the guys, because I was at the first one, judging the first one, and he was like, I'll remember the very first one at Homewood Park. I was the stage MC, and the band was late showing up, and you kept me calm and said, "You've got this," blah, blah, blah. And I said, that does not sound like me.
I would have been doom and gloom.
Yeah, there's no way that sounds like me.
I had multiple people reach out, hey, why are you not at the chili cook-off? You're one of the judges. I was never told that. So apparently there was a judge badge there for me, and I was on a list of judges, but I was never contacted by anyone involved with the chili cook-off.
What if it was the Western Michigan Lance Taylor, the head coach of Western Michigan?
It could have been.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
He did not show up.
Oh, did he not? Yeah, that's who we're blaming.
I told them that I did not think you were notified. You had not brought it up all week long. So.
Yeah, I was around.
Yeah, you could have enjoyed some great chili and some great music out there. Our friends at Bojangles brings you that tender moment of the day, and we will look at the brand new Bracketology.
Oh, we got Lunardi?
According to my firm
Lunardi?
and Forster, the other F of my life,
The other F of
Forster.
your life, Forster. A hot Lunardi coming up. Bojangles brings you the tender moment each day. Right now you get that Bojangler, which is the fresh Alaskan pollock filet with that Bo's seasoning. The deluxe comes with lettuce, pickle, tomato, cheese, and tartar sauce. Start your day getting up threes. The triple-double biscuit. Triple the protein, sausage, bacon, and egg. Double the cheese on a scratch-made Bojangles biscuit. And all their biscuits, like those ham biscuits, 2 for $5. And any of their breakfast items, you can enjoy with that brand new iced coffee right there at Bojangles. And cap off any meal the way you should with strawberry cobbler. It is all right there at your local Bojangles, where you can always make it bow time.
All right, give it to us, Forster. New Bracketology is out. Auburn is in. Last four in. They're hanging on there.
Amazing.
But as we pointed out, Brownie, all those teams right around Auburn all lost this weekend too.
We cannot expand this tournament.
I know. Yeah. Please don't. This should be the
go
commercial.
Back to 64.
This should be the commercial for no expansion.
Yeah, it really should. Last four buys. These are teams that have buys. You just talked about how Texas is struggling. Missouri, NC State, man, I've seen them get their eyes beat out a few times down the stretch here. UCF, they still have buys. Santa Clara, VCU, SMU, and Auburn all last four in, and the first team out is Indiana, who is not good. Stanford, Virginia Tech. I mean, the Virginia Tech coach was just talking about, I'm not sure I know how to coach anymore. I'm paraphrasing. New Mexico, Cincinnati, San Diego State, California, and Oklahoma.
That guy?
I mean, Oklahoma is in the conversation.
What are they doing?
And by the way, Oklahoma, you said something I think blew past our audience earlier. Oklahoma has a better seed in the SEC tournament than Auburn does. Oklahoma's at 11 and Auburn's at 12.
You know, of the last four buys, last four in, just say those 8 teams get in. Do you think one of those teams, those 8 teams, make it to the second weekend?
I mean, I'm going to say no.
NC State, Missouri, Texas, UCF, Santa Clara, VCU, SMU, Auburn?
Yeah.
If anybody did, it would be Texas, in my opinion. And they're god-awful sometimes.
Yeah, Missouri's so long.
Yeah. I was going Texas with their guards.
Yeah.
Yep. Bama up to a 3 with Lunardi and Jerry Palm.
Yeah.
That win Saturday with everything else that happened. And Bama, according to Lunardi at least, I don't think Palm, he doesn't do it this way, so it's hard for me to see on him. Oh, yeah, he does. I'm sorry. Bama, the third 3. I mean, they're not like even hanging on a 3. They're the third 3 according to Lunardi.
They're ahead of, and I don't know how much Lunardi gets into this, but Purdue struggling down the stretch a little bit, but Purdue beat Alabama head-to-head in Tuscaloosa. So I think the committee will take that. But remember, you can be moved a whole seed line up or down to meet all the guidelines that go with the brackets,
right.
About conferences and rematches and all that. So you could be on the 4 line and be a 3 or be a 5. You could be a 3 and be technically a 2 or a 4.
I saw one of the more amazing statistics over the weekend. I don't know if you guys saw this pop back to Purdue. And Tyler, I don't know if you can pull Gene Cady with a K, Keady. You guys remember the legendary coach?
The comb over.
The last time they scored 90 points plus and lost a game was 1987. They did it this weekend.
Wow.
But that's hard to believe. It's been almost 40 years. The worst hairdo in sports history, maybe.
It was pretty bad. And I hear he's actually a nice guy.
Tremendous guy.
Have you met him?
Yeah, at the Final Four.
Yeah.
Alabama's Final Four. God, I can't believe we're in a place that.
Tyler, what do you think about that?
I have to say which Final Four.
Oh, which Final Four?
Rough.
That's a bad comb over. But he always struck me as the meanest. Like when he and Bobby Knight used to go head to head, it was like the 2 meanest PE teachers ever.
Yeah.
But now that you say that, I remember you coming back and saying, I actually spent some time with Gene Cady, a very nice man.
Got a picture with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's crazy. In a week, we'll have our brackets, and everybody's going to have, bracket mania, and everybody's filling this stuff out.
1 week from today.
Last year we had, a lot of people had multiple SEC teams in a Final Four. I don't know what percentage. I mean, a lot of people have Florida in the Final Four, but is there any other SEC team that you will see from multiple people, like multiple, national voices? When you look at the percentages, will there be any SEC team that's more than like 1% of the brackets that's in the Final Four?
Well, Alabama and Arkansas's offense is good enough to do it, but both of their defenses are.
Arkansas's depth worries me a little bit, but to Dane Bradshaw's point, Alabama's defense was worse the year it made a Final Four run than this year's defense. I think Alabama's an Elite 8 team. So if you think they're an Elite 8 team and you're trying to take a flyer on somebody, you're a win away from making the Final Four. So I do think you'll see some Alabama flavor there. Not a lot. Everybody in the world is going to have Duke in the Final Four because Duke looks like a machine right now.
Everybody will have Florida in the Final Four.
Everybody will have Florida in the Final Four because Florida is the hottest team.
And everybody will have Michigan and Arizona. This will be, I've already seen everyone talking. This will be one of those rare, it happens every 20 years,
But didn't it just happen last year?
Rare all number 1 seeds.
Wasn't it just last year or within the last couple of years?
All 4
it was in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, it's recently happened, and it almost never happens.
Yeah.
There's a stat. I mean, if you want stats, and you need to start watching this, there has never been a team in the history of the expanded bracket win a national championship without making the semifinals of their conference tournament. So as these bigger teams start playing on Thursdays and Fridays, pay attention to some upsets when you're picking your bracket. No team has ever done it, won a national championship.
Again, Georgia Southern's still alive.
Georgia Southern's still alive, yes.
They play tonight against Troy, 6 o'clock on ESPN2. One of those teams will go to the NCAA Tournament. Georgia Southern playing their 6th game in 6 days. Troy playing their 2nd game in 2 days. They had that bracket of death, it's called, in the Sun Belt down in Pensacola. That's tonight. Furman and East Tennessee State tonight. 6 o'clock. Lance is locked for plays on some of those games and other basketball games tonight. LanceIsLocked.com, brought to you by our friends at Hemphill.
Yeah, just kind of a break-even weekend, back and forth. 6-5 on Saturday, 2-2 yesterday. But we do have 2 plays available, one in the NBA, one in college hoops tonight. Jump on board. About to roll that March Madness package out. LanceIsLocked.com. Free play every single day, and it is always brought to you by our friends at Hemphill Service. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues arise in home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train, 205-229-2090. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Joe Lunardi actually has better news for Auburn than most of the bracket projections. Palm has them 3rd among the first 4 out. They're saying in the chat room, I haven't looked at this bracket matrix, has the consensus of Auburn out of the tournament. So Lunardi's probably the most positive. to show you how much Bruce Pearl had changed the taste of Auburn basketball fans from whatever to caviar. I cannot tell you how many Auburn fans I have already heard just since Saturday night say, I really hope we don't make it in.
Yeah. My guys reflect the same thing.
Your golf buddies are saying the same thing?
And do not want to accept an NIT bid. We want this season to be over.
I don't know why you would take an NIT
Wait,
bid.
they don't want to get to the NCAA tournament?
Lance, I've had
I'm
multiple.
tired of watching this team play.
I've had multiple Auburn fans. I'm not going to put one on the spot, but I think one sits on our back row if he wants to weigh in, Scott Forrester. But I have heard it from many people like just in this.
That's crazy.
In this misery.
I have seen enough.
Wow.
Yeah, I've heard that echoed several times. I don't want to watch this team play.
See, I'm always about, like, expand the season as long as you can.
Yeah, well, historically, you want to win just so we've been to the NCAA tournament so many years in a row.
Well, I think for confidence for Steven, too. Like, I mean, I think it is a big deal for Steven to.
And if you get in, you don't know. Who knows what happens? You go to Dayton and
I
then
actually
you're
turned
VCU.
the game off in the second half.
Well,
I switched over to Auburn baseball, sweeping Winthrop.
It's funny you say this
big win.
because I'm at a late brunch yesterday, and one of the servers comes up, and he's a big Auburn guy, and, you know, he was taking shots at Pearl, and then he was like, I switched off at halftime and switched over to the Auburn baseball game.
Yeah, well, I've heard a lot of Auburn fans say this, and to your point, Dunaway, about you never know what happens once you get to Dayton. Notice yesterday what happened. Not big jobs, but there were a spate of college basketball firings yesterday. Georgia Tech fired Damon Stoudemire.
Yeah.
You know why they're doing that? To avoid and it's a 1 in a million, but Dennis Felton did it once. Dennis Felton went from the firing line to a contract extension just based on getting hot at the right time, and these schools are not going to roll the dice on that.
By the way, something to watch tonight. Not that I think, like, Troy's my favorite play if it really is only 5.5. I mean, at some point, Georgia Southern's legs have to give out. 6 games in 6 days. But mentioned as one of the top candidates for the Georgia Tech job is Troy head coach Scott Cross.
It is 6.5.
Good for Scott. But, man, that job, a once great job under Bobby Crimmins, Paul Hewitt took them to a Final Four. That program has disappeared.
Just last year, though, they started saying they would tap into their, what's it called the school has?
The endowment.
Endowment to help with.
They got a big endowment.
Yeah, to help with athletics.
And I don't really understand it because I've always considered, and I'm not talking about way back in the day, I know Georgia Tech was more of a football school, but when I was growing up, it was Bobby Crimmins, and those Georgia Tech teams were really good. And you would just think, coming from the Atlanta area, you would be able to still bottle that up and have a recipe for success in the ACC with Georgia Tech.
You would think. I thought the same about Georgia. Like, Georgia's one of those puzzling jobs that there are so many good basketball players you would think close enough to that campus you could be good. And Mike White's got them playing better now, but that's just been generally a middle-of-the-road program.
StormRestorationRoofing.com, and then I want to do something I love doing on this Monday after some small tournaments punch their tickets. So don't look ahead. I'm going to question ticket punch bracket team mascots.
Oh, we're going to go mascots.
And I have not looked at these team mascots here. Storm Restoration Roofing, Greg from Pell City, his mascot is a ladder because he likes to get up on your roof. And he gets up there, and he's got other mascots in his life, but for his work mascot, it's the ladder. He gets up there and gives you a free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531. That's his wife, Andrea, in the picture. He and Andrea run the company. They own the company. They've been locally owned for over 20 years. They are deep-rooted, 10 kids deep-rooted family here in Central Alabama. So his work, he backs it up with his reputation. He's also A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Don't trust your roof to the door knockers when there are storms. Remember Storm Restoration Roofing. I was riding to the golf course yesterday and saw this beautiful house at the crossroad in Chelsea at the stop sign. I looked over to the left. It's a beautiful house. I look at it all the time. Great piece of property. And I was like, his roof's perfectly fine, but the roof is stained. And they need the soft wash program that Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing has for them. 205-542-3531, 205-542-3531, or stormrestorationroofing.com. First of all, Queens going to their first ever NCAA tournament. Anybody know what city Queens is in?
Well, I can't tell if this is a trick question. I go Queens, New York, but since you ask it that way, Lance, I'm going to say Baltimore, Maryland.
That is one of the boroughs.
I too at first thought Queens.
Yeah.
The Queens everyone knows.
That's what you would assume.
And I was like, how did Mo Diabate get away from Queens? Yeah. Why is he not playing for them?
The Queen City, though, is
Charlotte.
Is it Charlotte?
I think Charlotte is the Queen City. I
There's
think.
several of them.
Oh,
okay.
But I'm not saying that to deter you from your answer. Is Charlotte your answer?
No, Baltimore, Maryland was my
Baltimore,
answer.
Maryland is your answer.
Yeah, I'll go Baltimore as well.
It's Charlotte. And High Point,
you're right on.
which is right outside of Charlotte, punched their ticket. I don't know what Queens or High Point's mascot is. Anybody, let's go.
High
Help me out,
Point.
Forrest.
I would say High Point's the Highlanders.
High Point's the Highlanders. You know that for sure.
No, I don't.
Okay.
High Point, I'm going to say they're the Bobcats.
Bobcats. That's a good answer. I'll go with Brown on High Point being the Bobcats. Give me both Brooks and Forrester's mic. Brooks, if you know these, chime in. I know you're smart like that. What you got, Forrester?
Oh, well, I just cheated, so I know the answer.
No, it's fine. No,
We need the answer.
No, I need you guys to give us quick answers here to keep the pace moving.
They're the Panthers.
The Panthers.
Bobcats in the Panther family.
Yeah. When in
close.
doubt, say Panthers.
Yeah, you're close. I mean,
or Bulldogs.
You know, it's a little dark outside. You can mistake your
Bobcat for a
for
Panther. No
what
doubt.
about Queens? Anybody got a guess on Queens?
Queens would be. Now that I know they're in Charlotte, that's going to change this a little bit. I'm just going to go Bulldogs. I'm going to say they just went generic Bulldogs.
Don't think too hard with this.
Bulldogs. That's not thinking hard at all.
No, think about the name. Don't think too hard with it.
Monarchs for me.
That's a good one. I will just say it's the Jesters.
The Royals.
The Royals.
That's
really
pretty good. That's pretty good.
But please, no hints, Brooks.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I mean, you still didn't get it with the hints.
Well, I know.
That's a good point.
North Dakota State, we all know that. That's the Bison.
That's the Bison.
They punched their ticket. Northern Iowa, they've been in a lot. I think they're the Panthers.
They are
right?
the Panthers.
Yeah, I believe that is correct.
Yeah. They've been in a lot.
Yeah, they've actually won. They had a walk-off.
They advanced,
in 2016, they hit a half-court shot.
Yeah, they were like a popular Cinderella a couple of
and
times.
almost advanced in the round of 32.
LIU, first of all, is that Long Island?
That's Long Island. They're
It's
the
Blackbirds.
Sharks.
No, it is the Sharks.
The Sharks, I believe.
It is the Sharks.
Sharks,
100%.
Sharks
Am I right?
correct there?
Yeah,
on
it's the
Long
Sharks
Island?
because we brought that up when they played Florida in football.
Well, we had we all shared their Uber driver, the
That's
dad.
right. Over in Atlanta, dad of a player.
And Tennessee State, are they the Tigers?
Yes, they are the Tigers.
You know
That is
for
correct.
sure?
I do, yeah.
Okay. So those are all the ones that
So
punched,
those are the only ones that are in now.
that punch this weekend. Furman plays tonight. The Paladins. East Tennessee State plays tonight. The Buccaneers,
That's
I believe.
Yep.
Georgia Southern is the Eagles and Troy's the Trojans. So
That's all tonight, though. So two of those go tonight.
two of those join the party tonight. By the way, for that Georgia Southern team, make sure I got this right. Their leading scorer,
Oh, I could not begin to. I couldn't tell you their coach.
31 points.
A guy who averages 31 a game.
No, he
for-
scored 31
Oh,
to get him
I
to
was
the.
about say.
That would lead the nation,
I
by
would
the
like
way.
to think I would have heard of this guy by now. He scored 31,
Yep.
and I'm supposed to know his name.
Yep. Most famous dunk contest winner of all time.
That would be Muggsy Bogues didn't win it. Spud Webb.
Spud Webb
it
is his
Spud's
name.
kid?
I don't know if it's his
Oh.
kid or not, but his name is Spud Webb.
Well, how tall is he?
31 points.
How tall is he?
Spud Webb, 31 points.
You ain't tall if your name's Spud.
That's a good point. I know one other Spud in my life.
And he's about 5'4".
He's about 5'4", yes.
Give me a backstory on Spud Webb there as LT tells you about our friends at CPAP Plus, Sleep Home, Alabama, and the great guys, the O'Neill brothers. over
Yeah,
there.
very important that you're getting the quality sleep each and every night. Our friends Woody and Joe O'Neill, they can make sure that they help out with that. CPAP Plus and O'Neill Medical, 5 great locations throughout the state of Alabama with 3 right here in Birmingham, Pelham, Highway 280 in Trussville. Stop by CPAP Plus. You're going to find the best service and equipment all in stock ready for you. Hundreds of 5-star Google reviews. Trust CPAP Plus for all of your CPAP needs. CPAP Plus, where every night matters. For more information, o'neillmed.com. That is ONEAL med.com.
I'll dig deeper, but the first AI sentence probably answers our question. Travaris Spud Webb is a 6'4" guard who transferred to Georgia Southern from Emmanuel University. There's zero chance our Spud Webb had a 6'4" son, right?
I don't know.
I mean, genetics are...
Shaq has found him a 7'3" model he's dating.
What?
Unless it's
that's got to be AI.
Unless it's fake.
It's got to be AI.
Unless it's fake. Shaq's dating a 7'3"
I mean,
model.
they could have the first 8-footer.
I saw that too, Jim. It's like the tallest recorded model in the world. She's almost 7 foot tall.
All right, so Tyler's going, while I look up Spud Webb's background.
I do know for a fact Joe Burrow was playing poker late night with Jessica Alba in Las Vegas.
I was about what I was about to get to right here, so we'll get to that too. But there's Shaq with his girl.
So it said they're not dating. He just like is hanging out with her or something.
Yeah,
He's getting a little touchy feely from what I
That's
saw.
Larry Bird, right?
Yeah.
Larry was only 6'8", I think.
Yeah, Larry wasn't that tall.
Yeah.
By the way, Shaq
says.
Shaq in that T-shirt's not. I would not have let that picture go out on my socials.
Yeah, me neither.
I'd have been like, we're not gonna send that one out.
World's tallest model.
Let me.
This is Spud with 2 Ds, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. Spud's got 2 Ds. It's no relation. I've already looked it up.
2 Ds because he's not just an offensive player.
I like that.
But and pull this. I think I sent Forrester pictures.
What
if
size
not,
foot does she have at 6'9"?
Oh, there's some video right there. Yeah. I mean, that's a tall girl because Shaq is one of the biggest humans I have ever seen.
Oh, look at her foot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's rare he's going to find a girl that he can see eye to eye with.
But dating or just hanging out, Joe Burrow, 29, Jessica Alba, 44.
Good gift for Joe.
Well,
I mean, I imagine Joe has.
Usually it's the other way around, though. You
I
don't
know,
usually go older.
I know, but
didn't Ashton Kutcher date Demi Moore?
Yes, he did. You usually don't get Jessica Alba's, so I'm going to say.
No, and by the way, she's worth more than Joe Burrow.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So this would be. I don't know if there's anything to this. They're probably just hanging out casually. That's probably what Joe does.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense for Joe.
I would just say this though: when the world started to change, air quotes, for Joe Burrow when he was 13, Jessica Alba was 28.
Yeah.
How good looking was Jessica Alba at 28?
Yeah, this is a dream come true for Joe.
Do you think 13-year-old Joe Burrow ever had any alone time with 28-year-old Jessica Alba?
Tyler, pull it. Was it Deep Blue? Was that the name of the movie with Paul Walker and Scott Conn?
Was it Deep Blue or Into the Blue?
Into the Blue. Yeah, pull Jessica Alba and Into the Blue, and that was about that time range.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. 13-year-old Joe Burrow, when it became more than just throwing football in his life, he thought to himself, "Man, I've got this.
Any of those work.
This movie.
Yeah, this looks.
Why do I keep watching this same scene over and over?
So she was married to a guy named Cash Warren for 16 years, and they just got divorced last month. This looks more friendly than anything, but
Burrow's trying to go like late 2000s Tom Brady with that hair.
Look at her reaching for that Ray. That was back before the Croc Hunter got.
That's right. That's
got the
before
old
we knew it
barb.
was so dangerous. Is that from the movie right there?
It looks like it.
Yeah, I've never seen that flick.
I mean,
Jessica Alba strong.
You can watch it with the sound down.
Yeah, she's strong. Yeah, it's a good gift for Joe.
In that picture,
The
though,
dialogue isn't great. The story's not great.
There's one
The
great thing. There's
acting's
drug
not
dealers.
great.
It's kind of like the Deep, where they find like this plane that went down with a bunch of cocaine.
Oh, I remember that.
But there's this one scene where they're looking for Paul Walker, and he's got pants on, and he's standing on the bottom of the ocean and watching the boats go over him.
Okay,
because that's easy to do.
Yeah. By the way, in the picture of them playing blackjack, you can read Joe's lips when he says, "Are we supposed to split eights?" He's asking Jessica for advice.
Is he really? Are you being serious about this?
I'm
Oh,
not being
let's
serious.
see.
I never know what you're supposed to do. You split eights? Do you split tens? I don't know what you do. You double down? I never know all that stuff. Fun night at the casino, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good for
I'm
Joe.
sure every night he goes, he has a good fun.
Yeah,
night.
I was about to say. I mean, Jessica Alba's great, but I doubt the line is short for Joe.
No.
Yep.
Hey, Brown, do you have the background on Spud Webb?
No, I gave up when I realized he wasn't our own Spud Webb son.
Okay, so
I don't know why I've adopted Spud Webb, but
Spud's grandfather called this is courtesy of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. His grandfather started calling him Taterhead. His buddies gave him crap about that. So then it became another potato reference, Spud.
that's a better nickname than Potato Head
or Tater.
or Tater.
Tater.
Yeah.
All right. That's 4 downs when we come back. LT's got that for us. Plus, we still got a couple of college football things I want to get to today, and then more basketball as we enjoyed the madness and craziness in the NFL. Next 3 days is when you get Adam Schefter nonstop on the screen with his multiple cell phones on ESPN.com. Some of the things that happened this weekend, all coming up on the show that's being brought to you today by our friends at Central State Bank, Brownie.
That is the bank that is big enough to meet any need you have, but they are also small enough to know you because they are a community bank that lives in your community, works in your community, and wants to see your community succeed. That's what you get with Central State Bank. Well, how long have they been doing that, Brownie? How about 100 years? They have built trust by staying true to what matters. Personal service, local decisions, lasting relationships. Proud to be large enough to serve you, small enough to know you, rooted in community, driven by relationships. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Think about the best summer nights of your life. How many of those were in a great t-shirt? Visit nextround.store to get the perfect t-shirt for the next perfect southern night. Nextround.store. The memories are waiting.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does. Hell yeah, boys! NASCAR weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Before I tell you about Way to Wellness, give me cut 10 if you can. The American Conference Basketball Tournament is here in Birmingham, Legacy Arena, running through Sunday.
Didn't know that.
I did not know a lot of. I didn't know it was happening until we started talking about 3 weeks ago about UAB struggling to win in Birmingham and winning all of them on the road. And I think I said on the air, well, good thing postseason's on the road. And everybody in the chat room was like, the tournament's in Birmingham. UAB's the number 4 seed and a bye to the quarterfinals. The The first game on Friday, so you get the early game on Friday, 12 noon on ESPN2 for UAB down at Legacy Arena as the action starts earlier this week. UAB did win a home game as they won this past weekend over, I think it was East Carolina, 90-83. And the folks at UAB Athletics sent out this Andy Kennedy soundbite on Chance Westry.
I would dare to say that I know as much about the history of UAB basketball as, I'm not saying I'm one, but I'm in the top 5. And I think he's I think he's definitely the best facilitator at 6'6" in the history of this program. He is really, really gifted in that regard. I tell him all the time, and I'm not busting balls, so I'll tell you, I think he's terrible in every other aspect. He's asleep off the ball. He doesn't rebound to his size. He's a bad shooter. He looks like he's about to have a stroke every time he runs up and down the floor 2 or 3 times. But he is the most gifted that I've ever coached. I think Chance is kind of like Yaks in his first year. I really believe that. Different type players, different type mentalities, different type backgrounds, everything. But what he's been able to accomplish kind of out of nowhere, so to speak, has been pretty remarkable.
I mean,
that's incredible.
That's so handy.
Yeah.
He doesn't rebound for his size. He plays asleep off the ball.
Best facilitator.
Looks like he's having a stroke and he runs up and down the court 2 or 3 times.
But boy, can the guy pass.
God, I wish they were better and it was a higher profile program because his sound bites are
they're terrific.
Classic.
Yeah, he's a guy that talks and knows nothing's going to happen to me. I'm Andy freaking Kennedy. I'm the coach of UAB.
This has to be it for Penny Hardaway. They are the 8th seed. Memphis plays the very first game in this tournament on Wednesday against Tulane, Florida Atlantic, and Temple.
It's a hot button up there, man. There are so many people that still support him, and you look at his entire tenure, and we're coming up on a decade, and it hadn't been good.
Nobody goes to the games.
I mean, Josh Pastner, that was the beginning of like this turn going the wrong way.
That was a bad hire.
Yeah, obviously Calipari had it dialed in, but man, there are so many like diehard Memphis fans that you can't do this to Penny. You can't get rid of him, and I don't understand that. I mean, that sucks. And that's one of the risks about going back home and taking over your program.
Yeah, I mean, 3 NCAA tournament appearances in what's going to be 7 years unless they make a run in this tournament. They're 13 and 18. They got to win in Birmingham to get in.
They won it last year, though.
They did with a 29-6 team, 16-2 in conference. They were really good last year, but you know what they did in the first round of the tournament?
They lost.
They lost, and he's done that. He's only advanced once in the tournament.
That's hard to believe. 7 years at Memphis, you've only won 1 tournament game.
That's right.
Yeah, and
3 appearances.
They've got almost the bracket of death where they protect some teams. Double bye for UAB, triple bye for South Florida regular season champ Brian Hodgson and Wichita State, who's really good as well this year.
Yeah, you both. I guess were we together when Cal left Memphis to take the Kentucky job? Were we doing a show already? Because I remember. I guess that's when Pastner was hired. So yeah. Because I remember saying, boy, that job, that is a peach of a job. And y'all both scoffed at me. You're like, what are you talking about? They will disappear after Cal. I'm like, guys, Cal has got this job, one of the best jobs open right now. And boy, was I ever wrong, because they go Pastner and they have never recovered from Cal leaving.
If they do get rid of Penny, how appealing is the job?
I guess not very.
And who do you go after? I mean, I hate the fact, like, the Pyramid sounded neat as a kid. I've never seen a game there, like in person, so I don't. It's a Bass Pro Shop now. But sharing an arena, and at one point it was probably cool because they were selling it out and it was FedEx and it was state of the art. But it ain't no more. Like if I want to take that job, I want to make sure there's a new facility that is in the works. But I just wonder what kind of guy they get for this.
Their NIL is the highest in conference, but I don't know how it compares to the schools they want to recruit against. See, I mean, that's the thing. They're not wanting to recruit against UAB and the teams of that conference. They're wanting to recruit against Tennessee and Arkansas and schools like that. I don't know if they can afford to do that.
And Memphis seems like it would be better suited in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Well, they want to be there.
They'd love to be there.
Yeah.
A lot on Memphis. They start that tournament off, and UAB doesn't play until Friday. But I wanted to get that Andy Kennedy soundbite on for you there. Show being brought to you before we get to 4 Downs by our friends at Way to Wellness. Your journey to healthy living. Leslie and her board-certified team can help you out. Whether you want to jumpstart your weight loss, whether you want to maintain some weight loss, whether you want to control your diet and help with things like blood pressure or cholesterol levels. They've got a variety of things that can help you out. And here's the best part. You'll find this out when you go to the website, aplanforme.com. No contracts, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation's free. Injection therapy, they've got them. Meal replacement, they've got them. I use these protein bars to keep from bad snacking, but they can pair and match a specific workout or diet for you that will help you out. It's all right there at planforme.com. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. And our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt.
That is who brings you 4 Downs every single day. Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. Just this week, I was driving one of Alabama's roadways, came up on road construction. I said, I bet you that's our guys from Central Alabama Asphalt. If you see major state government municipal roadway projects, there's a good chance that's who you're seeing do that. So, number one, you know that they're good doing that, right? They must know what they're doing if they get those type of gigs. But then you would also think, well, they're just going to focus on that and not my smaller projects. And you could not be more wrong. They've got an entire division that's focused entirely on things like private driveways, parking pads, smaller asphalt projects like parking lots for churches or community centers or stores, right? Same crews, same quality, same no excuse standards. No matter the size of the job, they do it that way. That's Central Alabama Asphalt. Get them to give you an estimate on your job by giving them a call, 205-349-0910. That's 205-349-0910. Or visit their website, centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
The Boz, Brian Bosworth, 61 years old today. Better career, Brian Bosworth or Brian Kelly?
Well, the Boz was no good in the NFL, really. And Injuries got him, but he's actually found a decent career post-NFL as a sheriff in Dr. Pepper commercials.
Freaking great
Crazy.
sheriff.
He's so good at
it. He really is.
But he was an incredible collegiate player.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'll go with him.
One of the best college linebackers we've ever seen.
Yeah, very controversial guy. Got suspended for that Orange Bowl. I don't remember the story behind that, but
it was he took some kind of improper benefit.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure
and
it's like a joke now.
Yeah, and that was a big game, and he didn't play in that.
Yeah, because remember he came out with the NCAA like written, definitely boycotting the NCAA. To me, it's Brian Kelly because of the longevity.
Yeah, I think I'd go.
People forget how bad Cincinnati was until Brian Kelly found success there, and other coaches had some success after him there, but Brian Kelly really woke that program up there, and
he dialed it in for Marcus Freeman. Say what you want.
He was good at Notre Dame too.
Yeah, and Central Michigan before that. He's been a winner every step of the way. It's so
Grand
puzzling.
Rapids.
So puzzling what happened at LSU with him. I think I would go Brian Kelly as well.
Second down.
I thought you said Brian Bosworth to start with.
Well, I was making a case for the Boz.
Okay.
I was just pointing out all of his
Late
achievements.
switch.
On this
Late
date
switch to
in
Brian
1987, the Joshua Tree, U2, was released. I just remember that thing got played so much, and I was a young kid, but I remember riding in certain cars, and it was just playing all the time, and I never loved it. Is there one, I mean, it was good, but it wasn't great. Is there one CD or tape that got, like, overplayed that you didn't necessarily love?
Oh, didn't love.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, whether you were riding to school with somebody, you had a girl you were dating that loved some particular song. Because, you know, they also, back in the day after vinyl, we had the cassette tape where you could go buy singles on cassettes. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
It was like $3.
So stupid.
Yeah, it really was.
And
but
$3, imagine that.
For one song?
Yeah.
Lance, I got a pretty bad one for this. Used to date a girl in high school. My last name is Carter. She used to play that "I Want Candy" song by Aaron Carter.
Oh,
terrible song.
Oh, it was awful. Ex-girlfriend.
But it wasn't the Bow Wow version of "I Want Candy."
It might have been.
I just
know it was Aaron Carter. It was awful.
Before I got my driver's license, I had a guy that agreed to give me a ride home from school a lot. And this is back in, y'all got to remember this, early 90s, when a lot of people were putting the big subwoofers in their trunk and everything was, the bass was all cranked up. I never liked that. He played the same, and I don't know the name of the song, but he played it the same song every day when we were leaving the parking lot because he liked the...
But you have no idea what it was?
Oh, no, well, I couldn't hear any of the lyrics. It's all bass.
No, I'll back you up on this, Brown. I remember riding with friends in high school, and they would all have these beat up cars, but nice subwoofers in the back,
Yeah.
and you couldn't hear a single word of the song
That's
because
right.
the whole backseat
So
would
it
just
could have been
rattle.
Egyptian Lover, like Scully had playing in the.
idea.
It could be 21 Savage or Duran Duran. I have no idea.
Yeah, no idea what the song was. All I remember is the bass line, and it was so annoying. I hate that. I never got into that. That was always sounded awful to me.
Back to your question, Led Zeppelin 4 for me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
all the
Led
time.
Zeppelin?
That's
4.
one of my favorite albums of all
it's
time.
incredible.
Led Zeppelin?
That is a
Played it
classic.
to death. They played it to death.
All right.
Third down.
Nicky Stribling. I had to ride in his Impala. Got to ride. I enjoyed Nicky, one of my best friends, and he loved it.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin 4's
Driving around in an
got
Impala
nothing on
listening
Taylor
to
Swift's
Led Zeppelin
1989.
4.
Yeah. I didn't make Nicky listen to it. 1989 Taylor Swift.
So, did you pay gas? Did you chip in for gas?
Never had to do that.
Because if you're chipping in for gas, you ought to have a little bit of say-so.
Some say-so in the music.
I was not. Nicky was good to me.
So on this day in 1959, the first ever Barbie doll was released. Did you have a toy that you were embarrassed you had as a kid? Because I remember this. As a young kid, I liked the Bionic Man, Steve Powers. Not Steve Powers. Steve Powers, I'm texting him about.
He is the Bionic Man. I love
Steve Majors.
Yeah, Lee Majors.
Lee Majors.
Who played
Steve Austin.
Steve Austin, yes.
We're there.
We
We
got
made it.
there.
We made it.
So I had all the Bionic Man stuff, but then they had the Bionic Woman, Jamie Summers. And I had a Bionic Woman doll with my Bionic Man. But I never really told my friends I had a Bionic Woman.
I think
Because you'd have to admit you were playing with dolls at that
that's right. That's right.
But I was. I mean, I was probably 6, 7 years old. It wasn't that big of a deal.
I
found my way.
Foggy on this memory, but I think in my effort to get a lot of the He-Man dolls, I also got a She-Ra, which was the female of He-Man. Maybe I didn't think all the way through this, but I had a She-Ra.
So here we go.
Yeah.
Every
So this is basically LT's story with different brands.
It is, but
Yeah.
but it's true. I had a She-Ra, and just the He-Man figurines. I had He-Man, Skeletor, all the good things, and then She-Ra too. But
Well, a lot of them would come in
Yeah,
sets.
and I think
so,
that's what happened.
I'd get He-Man and Skeletor, but then also Beast-Man. I don't care about Beast-Man.
yeah, that's right. I think She-Ra got forced on me in a set. I believe is what happened there.
17 years, we've told the story 1,000 times, but I got an easy bake oven. Not ashamed of it.
Did you make mud pies in
What's
it?
the best thing you made?
Tremendous. I mean, when you're pouring a trailer park, man, a light bulb making you a brownie when nobody's there, it was fantastic.
At least I could eat.
Did you wear an
and I
apron?
thought it was good.
You really cooked on it.
Oh yeah, because it comes with packets, and then you can reorder the packets or go down to the green stamp store and get the green stamps and turn it in for new brownie mix. Just add water.
Fourth down.
Kurt Loder moment for me on this date in 1997. The notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, was shot and killed. If I asked you if there was one mystery that could be solved and you could have the answer to it, what would it be?
You actually care who shot him?
Well, no, I mean, I don't care. I'm completely convinced, though, that P. Diddy was involved.
He was.
Yeah, completely convinced. I mean, that's not
Allegedly.
it, but
Allegedly.
But we still, 30 years almost later, still talk about who did it. I'm just saying, there's a lot of things out there. For me, I might go Area 51 on you.
That one has never resonated with me much.
But if you found out there was life outside of Earth, I mean, that would be pretty incredible.
I wouldn't say I have a fascination with the Great Pyramids, but I've listened to enough of Rogan that it does have me far more intrigued than I used to be. I would like to know the answer.
What is his theory on it? Those are some big-ass rocks.
This guy, Graham Hancock, on a bunch, and he gets real into the weeds about the precise measurements of the pyramids and how it correlates with different measurements that are important to the precession of equinoxes and the galaxy moving.
It's almost like they were built to be a calendar of some sort.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild when you start hearing some of these things, but then I never know, is what I'm hearing 100% accurate?
I mean, and the fact of the matter is,
check this.
Yeah, I know.
Is we're never going to get answers to
We
any
may
of
never
this
know
stuff.
that, but when you do start to, and I've never seen the pyramids up close, but when you look at the scope of them and how intricately detailed they were built, it is very difficult to believe that it was just manual labor pulling boulders with ropes or whatever. I mean, that is really, really difficult to believe.
Yeah, all the false chambers and just all the stuff that Graham talks about it being.
And
like,
the sonar stuff that they think they have found underneath them that nobody is, they're not allowed to go see. It's pretty wild. So I guess I would say that. The Kennedy assassination, I don't really.
It doesn't really matter.
I don't care who killed Kennedy. I just know it's not John or Lee Harvey Oswald or John Wilkes Booth for that matter. It's not Lee Harvey Oswald. I would kind of like to know who it is, but it's not going to change my
But you
life.
want something more significant, like a true mystery.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm right there with you. Like, I saw this article recently on Nostradamus and how, the things that he said back in the day are really starting to come to fruition. And they're talking about how scary some of this stuff is coming up. Like, I don't know how accurate he was. Have you ever done a deep dive on Nostradamus?
Not really a deep dive. I remember maybe History Channel or National Geographic had a special on him years ago that I watched.
Didn't he just spray the board? Like, he had a billion predictions, and some of them are bound to come true. Yeah.
He made. So I have no idea how on the money he was.
Did he talk about Saban taking the Bama job?
That would have been good.
Dunaway, you got one?
I do not. I like all of y'all's. The pyramids seems very interesting.
I haven't done a whole lot of study on it, Jim, so I don't know, but it is bizarre.
Oh, here's a Nostradamus prediction. There's a passage that reads, "The great swarm of bees will arise by night and ambush, and people have interpreted that to mean drone warfare."
See, that's the whole thing. Like, he puts his stuff out, and people say, well, this is what he really meant.
Yeah,
he could have literally meant...
bees are a metaphor for a virus
Right,
now?
he really could have meant bees.
But back in the 80s, Dunaway, you probably remember
We had
this.
killer bees.
Killer bees, man.
Yeah.
They did made-for-TV movies on killer bees that were going to come, from Africa and wipe out all of the Western world.
Up from
didn't
South
we have
America, right?
Another sort of swarm of killer bees in the past few years.
Yeah, no, they pop up here and there.
Yep.
Yeah.
All bees can kill you. Just go.
They
to
can't kill a honey badger.
Stand by Me. We're going to honor that at the Oscars this weekend.
Stand by Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rob Reiner.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his birthday last week. I forgot to put it in 4 downs.
Yeah, there's no Rob better than Rob Reiner.
Yeah, I mean, hard to put him great career just based on the tragedy that happened. That's all I got.
That is 4 downs. Oh, I'm sorry. 4 downs there, brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt there. Getting ready for more basketball conversation, but at the top of next hour, I'm going to throw out just a question that Brett McMurphy has brought up. He's got 7 teams that are going to be favored in all their games this year in college football, and I'll ask our guy Lance if he's correct about that. 7 teams in college football favored in all their games this year. We'll talk about that coming up at the top of the next hour. The show being brought to you by the great folks at Crane U. One more thing to get to before we get to the top of the hour. A lot of moving parts in the NFL we'll get to in the final hour as well.
Hey, if you're thinking of that career change or you just want to get better at what you do, get the Crane training you need today. Again, if you're looking for the new career, further training to advance your current one, our friends at Crane U, they offer the comprehensive, state-of-the-art, fully stocked training facilities for mobile cranes, overhead lifts, forklift training. If you want to use your own equipment, the team at Crane U will come to you on-site, on location. Training offered nationwide. Make the job easier, job site safer. Crane U also offers certification, safety inspections to ensure the safest environment possible. Classes available monthly. Call 855-CRANE-U. When you talk to Nicole or Francis, tell them the next round sent you 10% off all the great services. For more information, craneu.com.
I had a great chance to meet Jennifer and Jeb Hornsby over the weekend, both of them listening to our show a long, long time. And during halftime at the game in Tuscaloosa, went out and met their kids and them. Quick picture here. And Jeb asked the question. He's like, and Jennifer listens too. They at separate places. They're not always together listening. And they had a lot of questions, but Jeb said, hey, before you head back down, did y'all decide what the bracket punishment is yet? And I was like, I can't remember if we did or we didn't. And it's bracket time. So have we come up with something
Well,
yet?
I've been asked that several times. As I remember it, we were all on board with the Cannonball Run challenge, were we not? Or was that just for show?
No, we did bring that up on the show, but we have not
We've not
finalized
it,
anything
no.
yet. So we don't have to do it in this segment, but
this week, I mean, we do need to roll something out.
We got to nail something down here.
So for those that don't remember,
It snuck up on us.
This was a trash story, as I remember it, the Cannonball Run. Our idea was either the loser has to do it solo and meet the 2 non-losers in each city, and we'll do the show from that city, or the 2 losers meet the 1 non-loser, whichever way we decide it.
Yeah.
I think the bigger punishment is to do it by yourself and then meet the other 2 in each city. So
here's the thing about that.
Well, here we go. Here comes the wet blanket.
Well, I was going to say there's a safety issue with doing Cannonball Run by yourself. You need somebody with a pair of binoculars in the passenger seat looking out for potholes, animals, cops, other
You're
cars.
on normal roads, aren't you?
No, that's if we're going 120.
Yeah, we're just driving driving the path. We're not trying to win the thing.
We're just driving it, but we're not going to actually do the Cannonball Run course, are we?
No, I thought we were going to do the course.
But we may not do it during the Cannonball Run. We'll just do it on our own, right?
That's fine, too.
Yeah.
I thought about this over the weekend. I don't think we have enough time for this, but how cool would this be? So I've gotten into reading a little bit. I picked up my 5th book of the year this weekend, and it's the Oregon Trail. And so basically, this guy, it's a back and forth. He tells the history of the Oregon Trail, but in 2007, he actually does it. So he goes out, gets the covered wagon, gets the mules, and he starts, in Missouri, and he's going all the way through all these different stops, and he's got to take a sat phone because there's no cell signal. And it's going to take, I don't know how many days it ultimately takes him. I'm on the first chapter. I just started the book. But if we were to do it driving, it takes 14 to 15 days. But doing the Oregon Trail would be pretty incredible.
14 days driving?
Yeah.
In a car?
Yeah. It's 2,000 miles.
It's just from Missouri to Oregon.
But if I do 500 miles a day.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you do it the right way and you're stopping at the spots.
I got you. Yeah. But
I mean,
the
if
loser,
you're trying to Cannonball Run it, you probably could do it in 5 or 6 days.
Well, the loser just
But I
has
can
to
use bridges. I don't have to cross a
You don't have to
river in the
ford the
water
river.
with a stallion.
They have, believe it or not, because I looked at this now, they have got there's so many people behind the scenes that have got the route really mapped out, so you can get the professional. But the problem is now you've got private land, so you get a little dicey going through that.
I think just having to drive the Oregon Trail and then do the show from certain cities, that's a punishment right there. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Scott's got a good idea in theme with the Oregon Trail. Loser has to get and survive dysentery.
Yeah. It killed a lot of people in that game.
Man, that's risky.
Yeah, we could find an old Oregon Trail game, lock us in the old green room, and you don't get to go home until you survive the Oregon Trail video game.
Hey, it got tough when you got out there in the Badlands and you had to hunt for food. Like there was maybe a squirrel would scamper by, and if you didn't shoot that, you died.
No, I like the Oregon Trail one the best.
Drive the Oregon Trail.
Drive the Oregon Trail and stop at whatever land points, and then that way 2 people can stay here and anchor the show, and that person can send stuff from the road as they travel the Oregon Trail. And we won't say you have to stay in a crappy hotel or anything like that.
Well, so do you want to throw the Oregon Trail out there and let our viewers and listeners suggest, and then we can make a decision.
If we get
with
better
that?
ideas.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I like the Oregon Trail. The only thing about the Oregon Trail is it's gonna be time consuming.
Yeah, I'm just saying the Cannonball, driving from New York or Rhode Island, wherever it is, to San Diego, is time consuming too.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, if they're even out as far as the time, I think the Oregon Trail would be much more interesting for our listeners.
And plus, it's shorter stints of drives, I think. Trying to get from New York to San Diego, I'm knocking out 500 miles a day.
I do think you've got a better chance of disappearing on the Oregon Trail.
Without stops, it says here the drive would be 33 hours. So to your point, I mean, we could do that in a 5-day period.
That's right.
Yeah.
We modify it a little bit for us.
Yeah, we start in Independence, Missouri, end up in Oregon City, Oregon, and then fly home. That's basically how we're going to do that.
Beautiful, Terry. And now we would have to agree. We would have to do this in the summer because some of the areas we would be going through.
Bad
if you
weather.
did it in the spring, you could get blizzards.
No, we're going to turn it around as quick as we can, I say.
Oh, I don't know, Jim. That blizzard situation.
Yeah, you don't want to do it in
Yeah.
April.
Of course, the games are over in April.
Yeah.
You don't want
I'm
to do it
talking
in
about in
April.
the summer. We're going to turn it around this summer.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have it done before SEC Media
Oh,
Days.
100%.
But I still
June's a
think
good
if we
month
do
for it.
this in June, I still think we will see snow, whoever does it.
Okay. So can the loser take a +1 for video purposes, or do we have to do this solo? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Can a loser go by himself if he wants to?
Does that mean you don't have a +1?
Take a -1?
There's no way in hell Maggie's going to go with me. I mean, obviously Maddie would go with you.
Jen would go with you.
Jennifer, yeah, I mean, assuming we could make the calendar work, Jennifer would probably go with me.
Well, Maggie
but
would
that's
go
a big-
if we make the calendar work.
What's a big assumption, then?
Are we setting up rules around like stops and whatnot? So that way it's a punishment?
I think we do have to do, like, if you have to, if there is a reenactment of a Wild West and you can actually be involved in it, you know, if there was a medieval times, I mean, I think we should have to do a challenge each day somewhere.
Right. I think the two winners can pick a challenge each day along that part of the route for the loser.
Yeah, because to me, like,
that
send
is
me
doable.
That is doable. Yeah,
like
I
I'm
mean,
not
nothing
jumping out of an
crazy.
airplane.
No.
I want to
Lance
drive
is
the
giving us
Oregon
a good
Trail,
one.
so to me, like, this isn't a punishment. But if you have, you know, if I got to eat hog's balls on the way, it's a little bit different.
Hog's balls very, very gamey.
Yeah, I'm
told.
You
I'm
have
told.
experience with
I'm
this.
told.
Just from the outside looking in, it does seem like it's a paid vacation for work, but
that's a lot of driving.
Well, and
It
again,
is.
we'll throw it out there and get suggestions from you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, we had something else in the off season before the Cannonball Run that was really good, and I guess we forgot to mark it down because I remember thinking that's going to be it next year.
Yeah, so think about that in the chat room. If we brought it up on the show, bring that back to us as well. Top of the hour, one more hour to go. The show being brought to you by our friends at Culver's. Brownie, tell us about the delicious folks at Culver's.
Yeah, welcome to Delicious at Culver's. Great place to go to celebrate any win or forget any losses. Our friends at Culver's. Those delicious, juicy butter burgers are there for you. You can get them with the crispy crinkle-cut fries, the gooey golden cheese curds, and cap it off the way you should with any meal with that frozen custard right there from our friends at Culver's. Welcome to Delicious at Culver's. You can find them in Birmingham, Tattersall Park, just off Highway 280, and Stadium Trace, right there near the Hoover Met. That's the two great Birmingham locations of Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that quality legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does. Hell yeah, boys! NASCAR weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Champy's world famous fried chicken brings you the final hour. We know you get NFL content a lot of places, but some Alabama guys on the move. We'll talk about that in a second. Champy's Chicken is an Alabama-based business in Alabaster, right there, Sterling and the company. There are Champy's everywhere in our viewing and listening area, but none like the one Sterling runs on Highway 119 in Alabaster. He's built this down-home family atmosphere that has a great crowd for happy hour, just a wonderful staff. They've been in that location for 11 years now. And the chicken, he makes sure it is so perfect every time it comes out. Brined overnight, cooked to order, hand-cut chicken fingers, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. It is a guaranteed great meal, lunch or dinner, and easy to go, champyschicken.com. Before we get back to college football, I just sent Forrester this, leaving Brown's football team, heading to Forrester's football team, according to Ian Rappaport. Appreciate Kevin sending this to me last hour. The Falcons are making a run at Tua Tagovailoa. You say instantly to be Michael Penix's backup.
Or starter, but either way, you got two left-handed quarterbacks, and we talked about this last week. First of all, the Dolphins earlier today informed Tua they're releasing him. That's why he is going to perhaps be in Atlanta. But
record cap hit, too, by the way, Miami's taking.
$99 million, basically. It's insane.
Bad contract, boys. Miami is tearing down to rebuild, and they've got to make moves like this. But we talked about how complicated it might be for Tua to be a backup elsewhere because he's left-handed. You go from a right-handed quarterback to a left-handed quarterback. The one place it would make sense would be Atlanta. And, oh, by the way, Scott, he's played really well in your stadium. 2017 National Championship game, or 2018, for the 2017 season. And one Sunday this fall, I went and watched him torture Falcons. He plays pretty good in that stadium.
Listen, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all.
I wouldn't
as a starter or a backup?
Sure.
No, I think
I have no faith in any quarterback currently on the roster.
Is Michael Penix done enough for you to be the starter?
No, and I think Tua will love this because, for the Falcons and for Falcons fans, Miami is paying. They're doing all the heavy lifting when it comes to the salary.
Right.
So Tua kind of gets to, help in the decision of where he's going to go. I heard some people talking about that the Rams might be interested in Tua as a backup, and I thought originally that's probably what happens for Tua is he goes somewhere, hopes he plays a couple of games with the quarterback getting injured, but this is an opportunity. I'm sure Tua believes, I go to Atlanta, I'm going to be the starting quarterback.
Well, and you play 9 or 10 regular season games in a dome because of your stadium and the Saints stadium. You don't play in a ton of – now, you can play some inclement weather in Tampa with rain, Jim. You all get some rain games, but it's not a lot of cold weather games, which is where Tua is awful. You might get a cold weather game in Carolina. So just in division.
Dome in New Orleans, like you said.
Yeah. It's not a bad place for Tua.
Not bad at all. So that's Tua Tagovailoa there. And, of course, we're coming off of a season where you had Sam Darnold in a different time of his career win a championship. So if I asked you, with Tua being on the board, who's the next Sam Darnold or closest to Sam Darnold? And here are the guys that Sam Block puts out for consideration. Justin Fields, Malik Willis, who is on the market. They're talking about him on the show. Mac Jones, Will Levis, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Kyler Murray, Kenny Pickett, Tua Tagovailoa, Anthony Richardson. Any of those, can they be a Sam Darnold in that group?
Kyler Murray can. Again, I just want him to get his head out of his ass as far as I want to be a leader. Football is this important to me. He has got more talent than any of those guys, and we've seen it. Like when he's at his best, the Cardinals were a playoff team just a couple of years ago. So I think Kyler Murray in the right setting, and again, everybody wants to go to Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy's got to be hating life right now because it's like plug and play in Minnesota. These guys, if you get the right quarterback play, this could be a team that could make a Seattle-like run from this year. But I think Kyler Murray's your guy.
I keep going back to Mac Jones, but you keep telling me 49ers aren't going to let him go.
They're not going to let him go?
Yeah.
And that sucks for Mac Jones because he could be that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much you guys got to watch that Thursday night game against my Rams in SoFi. He was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, he tore you all apart.
Yeah. Well, what's the market for Malik Willis?
Yeah,
well, I mean,
it's been talked about a lot the last few weeks.
I'll go back to the Dolphins now that Tua is gone. There's speculation the Dolphins might be interested in him. I don't know why they would be because you're not going to have a roster around him to compete for a championship. So it feels like a team that gets Malik Willis thinks he's the piece that could get them in championship contention. That's not Miami. Now, I don't know who it is, but it's not Miami.
But,
it seems like you're going to live through Justin Fields or Anthony Richardson or somebody else.
Or maybe Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
I mean, Quinn Ewers maybe.
Cleveland, Arizona, those are in the mix. I do think now with the Raiders letting Geno Smith go, did you guys see the battle with Wendy's over the weekend with Geno Smith?
I did not.
Oh, Forrester, if you can find the Geno Smith crack back to Wendy's, unbelievable. Wendy's likes to have fun with their X account.
Their social, yeah.
And boy, when he got released, they took a shot and basically offered him a job.
Oh, no.
Man, he got it. But his comeback was really, really good on Wendy's. But now that he's gone, the Raiders have got to make a decision because they got 2 firsts this year, which one they're going to use on Mendoza. They got 2 number 1s next year now. So they're starting to build for the future with Max Crosby now going to Baltimore. And you just wonder, do you want a veteran presence in there to kind of help Mendoza along the way? And if that's the case, then Malik Willis to the Las Vegas Raiders is a possibility.
Max Crosby traded to the Ravens, Las Vegas getting 2 first-round draft picks, and that being graded as a huge win for the Raiders and a good pickup for the Ravens. There's the Wendy's Justin Fields back and forth.
Yeah, it was a different comment I saw from Geno. Basically, they offered him a job as their chief tasting officer if it doesn't work out in free agency. And he cracked back with, you guys out here selling poison, society in shambles. I don't know if you can find it, but it was freaking great.
Mika Fitzpatrick also leaves the Dolphins for a 7th-round pick. He's to the New York Jets. The Rams made Trent McDuffie the highest-paid cornerback of all time, 4-year, $124 million, but you're okay with that deal.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people believe because he was going into that 5th year of his deal with the Chiefs that this was going to be kind of a loner, just a 1-year stint with the Rams and less need in the Rams. They made sure they went on and locked him down. So, yeah, with the problems and the turnover they've had at cornerback, I think it's a great signing.
You have Philadelphia making Jordan Davis the highest-paid nose tackle of all time, 3-year, $78 million, such a disruptor. Chargers get Khalil Mack on a 1-year, $18 million deal. That's nice. And Travis Kelce is coming back for a 14th season at age 36, not official yet. And moving in the last hour, you have Rashawn Gary, the Dallas and Rashawn Gary trying to work out a deal to get him from the Green Bay Packers for a late-round pick. They're trying to replace Micah Parsons.
That doesn't do it. But
Rashawn Gary's a really good player out of Michigan and had good years in Green Bay. And, Dallas is just trying to rebuild this defense because offensively they've got the parts where they can actually make a run. You wonder where Dak Prescott's head is. I don't know if you guys saw the news. His long-term girlfriend, mother of his 2 kids, he went on a bachelor party. She goes on a bachelorette party, and they ain't together no more.
That's right. 1 month before the wedding, wedding off. Yeah.
So you got to just assume, pure speculation, that something went awry, and most people speculate it was on her yacht for whatever that's worth.
Wow. Yeah. That's the NFL news there for you. Back to the college football question I have for LT after we hear from our friend Alexander Shannara, trial attorney.
Shannara.com. When you're in need of an attorney for any situation, Alexander Shannara is the guy you go to, Shannara.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shannara, trial attorneys. He's recovered more than $2 billion for his clients. That's $2 billion with a B for his clients. It's remarkable work. That's why we tell you, no matter what your legal situation is, go to Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. You know he handles personal injury cases, but you might not know he handles cases for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device cases, workers' cases. The list goes on and on and on. Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
Hey, and it's time for that ultimate excuse to kick back if you're at that point in your life and relax and enjoy the biggest games of March by scheduling your vasectomy right now with our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. You can recover just in time to catch every buzzer beater from the comfort of your own couch. It's quick, it's easy, and it's the perfect excuse, the perfect day for a few days of relaxation. If you're interested in getting more details about your vasectomy, your options, maybe a reversal, you can go to urologycentersalabama.com, urologycentersalabama.com to book your appointment today, or call 205-930-0920. Don't forget prostate health, kidney stones, everything in between, testosterone treatment, they've got it for you. Urology Centers of Alabama, your health, your game plan. Brett McMurphy talking with Colin Wilson on 3 Sports, projecting 7 teams potentially being favorite in every one of their games this year in college football. So we're going to ask our expert, Utah first.
I did not think you would say that.
Well, I'm going with the most outlandish, and we'll get to the more named
Morgan
brands.
Scalley, year 1.
Utah, possibility of being favored in all 12 of their regular season games. LT, give me your thoughts.
Looking on the surface, their first road game is in Ames. Iowa State completely rebuilding, including their head coach, so definitely favored. At TCU and at Arizona are possibilities of being dogs. But on the surface right now, yeah, I would think that Utah is probably favored in all 12 of their regular season games.
Same league, Texas Tech.
Texas Tech, let's see.
Clearly they do not play Utah in the regular
they
season.
do
That
not. Their
helps.
out of conference is an absolute joke. Abilene Christian, Oregon State, Sam Houston State.
You think they'll be favored in all those?
I think so, Brown. They go to Baylor late in the year. If Oklahoma State is a massive turnaround with Eric Morris, they go there in November. So those are possibilities. But, yes, I will say that they are going to be favored in every game.
So 2 yeses so far. More confident in Texas Tech than
More
Utah.
confident in Texas Tech, yeah.
Okay. We'll do it that way, too. In the Big Ten, we'll leave the big ones to the end here. Penn State.
Boy, I will tell you, in year 1, under Matt Campbell, if they were to be favored in every game, that would be pretty amazing. No, I don't think so, because they go to Michigan. I mean, that game, they host USC. They're probably a slight favorite there. At Michigan, I think they're going to be a slight dog, and at Washington, I think they're dogs in 2 games.
Okay, so Penn State's a no there.
Yeah, I would be shocked if they're favored in every game.
In the SEC, the Georgia Bulldogs.
Georgia Bulldogs, I mean, this is not far-fetched considering they seem to be favored in every game. It's almost like
the first thing I know right now is Georgia plays at Alabama.
Yeah, they won't be favored in that game.
Oh, they will not?
No. I mean, they're on the road and the trouble they've had with that brand, or at least Kirby has.
Still early in the year, right?
Well, it's week 2 in October 10th at Alabama. So
things have gone bad if Alabama's not the favorite.
Well,
yeah, I would agree
with that. I mean, when you look at Alabama's schedule leading up to that, it is East Carolina at Kentucky, FSU at home, South Carolina home at State. If Alabama has lost one of those games.
Yeah, Alabama's favored in that game.
I cannot imagine the conversation around that program.
I mean,
if they've lost
look,
one
would
of
I be
those.
shocked if Georgia's a short 1-2 point favorite? No. But right now, I think Alabama will probably be a 2 to 3 point favorite.
Well, if he says Georgia, he can't say Alabama.
Yeah.
But could Alabama be favored in all theirs if they're favored against Georgia?
Did they bring up Alabama?
Well, no,
they did
because
not.
he said Georgia.
Trying to jump ahead, but no,
Okay,
there's no Alabama. I'm just going through this list first.
I know, but I mean, I thought this was
so we'll come
seemed
back
like
to
a
Bama.
place to talk about it, but we could come back to it.
Yeah, no, good place right now. Is Alabama a They're not on the list.
Alabama at Tennessee and at LSU. No, Alabama will not be favored in all their games.
Okay, so they got some underdogs. Notre Dame is on this list from Brett Murphy and Colin Wilson. Notre Dame favored in every one of their games.
Yeah, I was looking at Notre Dame earlier at their schedule, and I think Notre Dame will be favored in every game. I mean, there are possibilities of not being favored at BYU would be the only one.
Is the only one.
Yeah.
So that may be the strongest one so far, right? More than Texas Tech.
I probably would have Notre Dame at 1 right now.
Notre Dame, Texas Tech, Utah, and then 2 no's with Penn State and Georgia.
Yep.
Now to the Big Ten one, Ohio State and Indiana play each other.
Yep.
So their point is
in Bloomington,
whoever's favored in that game has a chance to be favored in all their games. So Ohio State or Indiana, whoever's the favorite in that game has a chance to be favored in all their games.
It's going to be so interesting because Ohio State is never a dog in the Big Ten. But you go back and now you look at history, at least our short window of history with Indiana and Kurt Cignetti. They beat Ohio State this past year. They won the national championship. They were undefeated. And when you look at the schedule leading up to Ohio State, they're probably going to dust most of the people they play. I would lean that Indiana is going to be favored. Now, the interesting thing is they've still got to go to 2 Michigan and 2 Washington, but I still think Indiana more than likely will be favored in all their games.
And if Ohio State ends up being favored in the Indiana game on the road,
they'll be favored in all their games.
Yeah,
but one of those 2 will be.
And then one other name that is weird on here, Colin Wilson points out with Brett McMurphy on 3 Sports, is North Dakota State as they make the move up to play in the Mountain West Conference. They say if you look at it, that North Dakota State, according to Colin Wilson, will be favored in all their games this year.
I'm going to assume some of this schedule. Well, I don't even have their full schedule here.
Well, there'll be Mountain West games.
Well, I know that, but what's their I don't have their out of conference is what I'm saying. I don't know that their out of conference is set. But their Mountain West games are at Air Force, at Hawaii, at New Mexico, host Nevada, NIU, UTEP, Wyoming, and at UNLV.
Yeah, and I got to be honest, like at UNLV, they're not going to be favored.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. I was going to say, but for the other Mountain West teams, I haven't done a deep dive. I don't know what those rosters look like coming back, but UNLV is going to be pretty good.
So I just thought it was weird to see North Dakota State in that mix there.
Yeah, if I had to, life online, one team to be favored in every game, it would be Notre Dame, and then number 2 would be Texas Tech.
Yeah, and then no on Alabama. Is there another SEC that you think could be? Texas, I guess, would be the first one you'd need to look at.
Texas, looking at Texas, they
have Ohio State at home, first off.
They'll be favored in that game. Should be. They got to go to Tennessee. They got to go to LSU, at LSU and A&M. Yeah, I mean, unless they're just dominant. If they're dominant early, there's a good chance they're favored in all those games. But, man, you got some – those are some tough late November road games in Baton Rouge and College Station.
Is LSU a dog at Ole Miss? Is that where they – get an underdog?
Yeah, it's early on, right?
I think they're
week 3.
Well, I mean, let's see how this Trinidad Chambliss thing plays out. But if
cool,
Chambliss plays, I still would list LSU as a short favorite, like 1 or 2.
Well, then where are they going to be a dog? Because you said against Alabama.
LSU?
Yeah, you said against Alabama they might be a favorite.
Might be.
I mean, but I mean.
Tuscaloosa this year, right?
So, no, that's in
Baton Rouge. Yeah.
So they've got Clemson. They'll be favored there. At Ole Miss, I think they'll be a short favorite. At Auburn, they'll be a favorite. Alabama and Texas at home.
I mean, that's a toss-up. You just don't know.
And then at Tennessee, yeah, I mean, they could be favored in every game.
Interesting.
If Leavitt comes out of the gate and, they take care of Ole Miss and Texas A&M and they look, really good doing it, they're probably at that point a top 10 team, and I could see them favored in every game moving forward.
Favored in every game. It's a short list, though, usually. Short list. Brett McMurphy on 3 Sports, if you want to go read the whole story and their explanations on their thoughts of all that, but you got it right from LT. By the way, 21 programs played to 100% capacity last year, according to what's turned into the NCAA, so I assume these are your ticket sales.
Half SEC?
Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, South Carolina, Texas, and Florida all had 100-plus percentage, so more than 100%. Add to that list Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, and Tennessee all were 100% capacity.
That's half. That's 10.
LSU was at 99.3%.
Sell another couple of tickets.
Yeah, really. How do you the point
or fudge the numbers,
yeah,
right?
Really.
Surprising to me, Vandy was at 86%.
of capacity for their season. I mean,
Yeah, but what was capacity with the cranes and everything flying around?
That's true, yeah. Bigger capacity than it's ever been.
And then Missouri didn't make it. And then no surprises on the other one with Kentucky, Arkansas, and Mississippi State. But surprising Missouri wasn't in the conversation.
Based on, from my memory, their home schedule last year was really good, wasn't it?
Well, I remember seeing Alabama play up there. Now, that was a packed house.
Yep.
That was still early in the season where there was playoff hope.
So just thought that was interesting, too. One more college football thing, and then we'll swing back to basketball right after we tell you the show being brought to you today by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. Tell us about Michelson, LT.
Yeah, 205-969-8100. Got the procedure done in 2003. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the laser procedure in the state of Alabama way back in 1995. Make the call that I made. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. She will hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
I'd like to know who's going to be the favorite in the game that got moved to primetime 6:30 ABC Sunday night of Week 1. Louisville and Ole Miss moved to that window, which gets great television ratings in Nashville. 6:30 Sunday night, Labor Day weekend, Louisville and Ole Miss. Early point spread on that one would be?
I think Ole Miss will be a 4-point favorite, 4.5.
By name brand only. Probably.
Name brand, I mean, the run they were able to make in the college football playoff.
Again, Chambliss is a big story.
Chambliss is obvious. If Chambliss doesn't play, then, this thing could be a pick. But if Chambliss plays, they're going to be favored based on the run they made, and it is SEC versus ACC on neutral site. So,
and that's a
brand
big
of the
game.
Conference is a big difference.
Now that will not be the only Sunday game. That's become such a big, with no NFL, a big date, and we'll see if Fox throws a game out to go up against that one.
Yeah, it feels like that has become the better game over that versus the Labor Day night game. The Labor Day night game used to be a pretty primo spot. It feels like the Sunday before Labor Day is the best spot now.
Yeah, ever since, we say it every year, ever since they put that game Sunday night, I forget which first one was, Notre Dame and somebody.
Notre Dame and Florida State played one. I don't know if it was the very first one. But it was,
Notre Dame and Texas played one in 2016.
I think that was the first one. Notre Dame and Texas on that Sunday, and it's been dominant ever since. In Austin, was it? I think it was.
It was in Austin,
Yeah,
yes.
Notre Dame and Texas. All right. Got some video. Brooks and Forrester put this together for us. Spring practice starting this morning deep in the heart of Texas. And look at the video that we have right here. Cam Coleman getting a little work in under the interstate there in Austin. Never understand the recruiting there, but
when I drove that interstate, I could not believe how close you are to the practice fields.
First time I went there, I told you I could hit it with a Coke bottle.
I thought you were over-exaggerating until I actually drove that piece of road right there.
That is a bush-looking
practice facility.
Oh, for a team of that magnitude, that's crazy.
Yep. It was like the Cincinnati Bengals are under the interstate.
Yeah, I remember that Hard Knocks doing the interviews with Marvin Lewis, and that was so weird that it was under an underpass. I will make a prediction in the next few weeks. You'll hear Arch Manning talk about this might be the most talented wide receiver he's ever played with.
The snag over the middle right here.
Yeah, so that's him, and not in the Auburn,
he's
but
gonna
the
be a
burnt
stud.
orange now. A stud.
I mean, it does seem like Lance, it sets up great for him. Do you think Arch had a receiver that good last year?
I mean, Wingo's pretty good.
Pretty good, but is he Cam Coleman good?
I
don't think so.
I think, Jeremiah Smith is Jeremiah Smith, Malachi Toney, but after that, not going to be surprised at all if Cam Coleman is your third best receiver in college football.
And in recent history, Xavier Worthy was really, really good.
Oh, yeah.
But, Cam Coleman could be Xavier Worthy good. This is
with size.
With size. This could be one of the best receivers if he can reach his potential that Texas has had quite a while.
A little college football for you there. We showed you Alabama on the field earlier, hour one. If you want to go back and always check us out on our YouTube platform, Rumble, wherever you get video and audio. Had people talking to me about the audio feed. Several places inside Coleman's Coliseum on Saturday night. You can go check that out. Apple and Spotify all the time. At Next Round Live, like, subscribe, and follow TNR Clips, the YouTube channel where you can catch some other clips of our show as well. When we come back, trash is part of the conversation today. The show today being brought to you by our friends at Gutter Cap LT. our boy C. Stu.
Yeah, I talked to our good friend Chris Stewart on Saturday. Great guy, awaiting your phone call right now. We got rain in the area, which means you need to make sure the gutters are clean and free-flowing. The answer is gutter cap. It's a dirty, dangerous job. You don't want to get on the roof. You get the ladder out. You get on the roof. You slip. You fall. You snap the neck and die. No good to the wife or kids. Cap it. Don't snap it. Call for a free estimate today, 205-823-2212. When you talk to Chris Stewart, tell him the next round sent you. For more information, guttercapbirmingham.com.
Wow, and big news in the NFL we'll talk about when we come back as well. Our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. We can go by and have a great meal today and talk about all the moves in the NFL. ChampysChicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster, just off the I-65 exit. Spring break's happening. If you're driving from Coleman and Huntsville and Nashville and you're watching the show and you're heading down to the Gulf Coast to 30A, make a plan to stop off in Alabaster, going and coming, and enjoy our friends at Champy's Chicken. ChampysChicken.com.
Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time.
It's bow time.
Three years, $43 to $45 million for Kenneth Walker III, Super Bowl MVP to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Surprise.
Good. Get him out of the NFC.
So they may be getting Kelsey back. He's
expected to come back.
Expected to come back.
Technically a free agent.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill is going to be on the market. There is a lot of speculation they're going to go get him.
But he's coming off injury.
He's coming off injury.
I would not bother with him.
I'm kind of with Jim. That's a late career complete knee blow up. I mean, a complete.
Look, and Kelsey is not what Kelsey once was. So, like,
yeah, but he's a locker room guy. Tyreek Hill, I don't think is a locker room guy.
He hasn't been.
Kenneth Walker is a locker room guy. I just think you overpaid for Kenneth Walker. And I would just ask you guys this. If they get upset in the divisional round against San Francisco or the Rams beat them in the NFC Championship game, is he getting that kind of money? Like, he's really good, but, you know, your best free agent running back is Breece Hall. But you've got one that wins a Super Bowl MVP.
So you're saying he Larry Brown this thing up?
A little bit. Yeah. I mean, he's a really good – I mean, he is one of the top 10 running backs, but he's not Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, how was Larry Brown at the Raiders?
Not good.
Not good. I mean, and that was all based on an incredible Super Bowl performance by Larry Brown, where he was an MVP as a corner. I mean, think about that, a corner winning a Super Bowl MVP, but he did have 2 picks.
Where Neil O'Donnell gift-wrapped him.
He served a couple up to him, but still he had him. And he parlayed that into a great deal with the Raiders down the way, and he was never anything. This is going to a really good franchise, though, and they're obviously all in to try to get back to the Super Bowl.
And the unfortunate thing for a team like Seattle, when you win a Super Bowl, you lose a lot of players.
Yep, and coaches sometimes.
Yeah.
That happens. All right, so a lot of stuff moving in the NFL over the next few hours. One of my favorite segments is grumpy, cocky college basketball coaches. We'll get some more of that after LT tells you about the great folks at Hemp Hill.
Hemp Hill Services, there to serve you. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling. Any of these issues arise, home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Okay, one of these games was Alabama beating Illinois in Chicago earlier this year. But Illinois has lost some close games this year, and against Maryland this weekend. Brad Underwood gets asked the question about losing close games.
Brad, you've struggled a little bit in some close games of late. Does this give you guys confidence because you know you're going to have close ones coming up?
Well, I think that's a bunch of crap. You can think what you want to think. We've pulled away in a lot of those too. So, yeah, next question. I don't like that one very much.
That's a bunch of crap.
Now, when you go get your hair dye, what color is it? Is it candy corn orange?
As a guy who used to dye his hair, you never know what color it's going to turn out when you throw it on there. So
it's like a chestnut.
That is chestnut. That's very fall. It's a very
mahogany.
Brad with his fall colors right now in spring.
Boy, that is a crusty old answer, is it not?
But to his point, it's not a close loss. If it's a close game with 5 minutes left and we end up winning by 12, that's not going to register as you're doing your journalistic reporting. You're going back and asking your question. You're like, well, that's not a close game. They won by 12 or 14. Well, it was close when they went on that run.
Right.
To his point.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like when you're making an excuse for an NFL team and you say, well, they lost a bunch of one-possession games. Well, it's about all you play in the NFL is one-possession games. And most teams in conference play, it's what would you consider a close game? I don't know what you consider a close game. Anything in single digits? I mean, how many conference games do you play that are in single digits under the last media timeout? A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Unless you're Florida. Florida's blowing everybody out, but everybody else is going to play those games.
Tyler, Brendan Gleeson?
Yeah.
100%.
That's who plays him in the movie.
Number 7, please, Tyler. Now to the cocky coaches, and he deserves it, defending national champion Todd Golden. Just went into Rupp Arena, and he's asked about leading both games this year against Kentucky, start to finish.
You know, you sweep this regular season series. I'm curious, does it add anything to it for you that you led both games wire to wires? You led all 80 minutes in 2 games against Kentucky this season.
Yeah, you know, I think we've played well against these guys. You know, controlled the game, both games from start to finish. So That's our goal, regardless of who we're playing against. But I thought at home we got off to a great start. Let them off the hook a little bit and gave them some life, and kind of kept that double-digit 10-point lead the whole game today. We got off to another great start. And, I thought we did a better job of keeping the lead where it needed to be, close to 20 points. And then late, like I said, the last 10 minutes, I didn't think we played well enough.
Yeah. Now, see, the way he handled that tells me that he likes Mark Pope, or at least wants Mark Pope to still be the coach of
why
Kentucky.
wouldn't you? That's the best thing that ever happened to Florida was Mark Pope getting that job. They're going to win back-to-back national championships.
You're in already?
I understand what you're saying.
I know
but
it's difficult to say that with Arizona and Michigan and UConn and especially Duke the way they're playing right now.
But their guards, I still do not trust Boogie Fland and a
Xavier
kid
Lee.
from the Ivy League to lead you to a national championship.
But it is also, for whatever it's worth, setting up great for them with the other teams that are in the 1 seed discussion. Florida should be the South 1. So they should not have to stray too far away from home because you got Arizona out west.
Everything's geographically proportional.
That's right. Duke wants the East, and Michigan is likely going to be your Midwest.
And they want the Midwest even if they get the 1 seed for some reason.
Yeah, I mean,
so
look,
Florida should get that South 1.
Second weekend could get interesting. I mean, they will all those teams will breeze the first weekend. I mean, they will beat the holy hell out of, the 8-9 winner, and that's going to be the same for Michigan, Arizona, and Duke.
Yeah. Interesting information to store away as you're doing your bracket stuff. Before we get to trash.
Oh, by the way, any suggestions on our bracket challenge?
Yeah, there were a couple that I wrote down. I was they were coming fast and furious in the chat, and I was also trying to do the show.
Why don't you go back and
I will later
we'll do a
on.
whole segment on the show tomorrow.
Yeah, I got a few, and let me go back and look and add to it.
We'll do a whole segment. Maybe get Brooks put it out for a vote tomorrow.
Yeah,
Maybe we come up
fine.
with something later this week.
Yeah, keep throwing them in the chat. Don't stop. Keep throwing them in there. We'll try to get as many as we can.
My friend Kevin did suggest that if we did it and if we rented on either one of the journeys, one of the cyber trucks, that the punishment is actually having to stop after 5 hours and charge that thing up before you go anymore.
Or being seen in it would be the punishment.
Yeah.
I mean, for me.
Yeah. Mexico and USA, or
The
Mexico.
Cybertruck might not make it through Oregon.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Mexico, USA in baseball tonight. Paul Skeens pitching, 7 o'clock main Fox against Mexico. If you want to take a position at Kalshi, promo code TNR. Just to educate me, help me out here. In my head, that he won't pitch a lot of innings.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, like, how deep do you want him to go? If he wasn't on a pitch count and they were like, hey, like we're wanting Skeens to go 7 for us tonight, they would be a heavy favorite against Mexico.
Right. So you never know. Like Skubal, he may not pitch again.
Yeah. I saw that.
He's done his thing already.
And that's like the best 1-2 in the world right now.
Well, USA is -3.5 at Kalshi right now. It's 79% -3.5.
That seems to be big in baseball.
Ooh, that is.
Well,
how often do you see teams win by 4 runs plus?
Well, the total is 10.5. So that tells you, at least the odds makers don't think Skeen's going to go very deep because you wouldn't have that many runs. 10.5.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have that many runs.
They're actually counting like the Americans are going to win 9-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, or more 7-3.
Yeah, or 7-3. Yeah. All right.
Either way.
That gets us to Trash Today, being brought to you by our friends at Odie's, where LT enjoys a nice chili cook-off. I was craving chili. I almost went by Odie's and got their chili afterwards.
You can get it right now. Rodney Davis doing incredible food for almost 4 decades. The chili with the side of the grilled cheese, the award-winning wings, delicious burgers, fantastic sandwiches like the Diablo sandwich, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. And remember, we do trivia every Wednesday night, the original location in Crestline, live music Friday and Saturday, both locations, including the newest one in Edgewood. Get in and see Will Haver and that great staff. Birmingham Institution, it's Odie's Tavern.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot. I understand.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends at Bud Light. We start first with another Florida man in the news. 18-year-old in Florida has been arrested after he posted footage of a high-speed chase with police on TikTok, and police then used the video to find him. Well, I would tell you, our youth is really, really stupid.
Not smart. No, they are stupid, and then the social media posting is adding to people doing crazier things. I'm almost, how there are certain things that are classified as hate crimes to up the charges. I think we should have a category that if you're posting some of these things on social media, that should take the penalty to a different category, almost like the the internet version of hate crime.
And I'll tell you what's going to happen is TikTok's going to get named in one of these lawsuits or one of these civil suits when somebody dies.
For allowing this content?
Yeah, because TikTok won't allow us to talk about certain sponsors, but they're going to allow this bullshit? I mean, does that make any sense?
Look at him taunting the police officer
So
right there.
the reason they can do that and why TikTok is not responsible for this idiot's behavior is, I believe it's called Section 231, and basically that splits the difference between a platform and a publisher. So like TikTok and YouTube are platforms. The idea is that they can't just remove you for your opinions, but
you can remove us for having a certain advertiser on?
Well, that's the whole debate that's been going on for about 10 years
so
now.
This makes a lot of sense. We can post this.
All the benefits of both and none of the responsibilities of either publisher or platform.
By the way, he should do prison time. I mean, look how dangerous he is for the other
if
drivers.
I had a shitty car, I would just,
For the other drivers, I mean, that would scare me to where I would react and jerk into maybe. I mean, if I accidentally hit him as he was going on the white line, I would be in trouble.
Yeah, I try to be
and
more...
him taunting the police at that point.
Swerve if you sneeze. He's dead.
I rode to lunch Saturday with Leighton. And I know she's not listening. She's not a good driver. She's not.
Oh, dear.
And Leighton now is, 21 years old. And I'm a little sympathetic having kid drivers because, if this guy rides up on the ass of Leighton, she's going to panic.
Yeah, I would panic. I mean, if all of a sudden, because I watch my rear view and side mirrors all the time.
I'd just jam on the brakes.
And then all of a sudden, if it's out of nowhere, then that's on me. I'm going to react because I'm watching my mirrors all the time. I'm not the guy on the show that overreacts to things. Lance will put a bullet in you in a heartbeat.
He will. That's true.
But
either a bullet or exile.
You're with Lance on this one?
When this guy's driving that fast, and then when he starts to taunt me as a police officer, I think I'm okay with him pulling out a weapon and dropping that back tire really quick.
Wow.
So this is 18-year-old
I'm
Derek.
not saying shoot him, but hit that back
just about
tire.
to- yeah,
and then whatever 120 miles an hour does to you, does to you.
It's not going to be good.
Yeah. And at that point, I'm working with CSI. It's like,
shut that.
Yeah, was it a blowout or did my bullet hit it?
So this is 18-year-old Derek Walker of Navarre, Florida. He did this back in February. Upwards of 90 miles an hour in 35-mile-an-hour speed zones. Now, officers noted that Walker's bike had a long-action camera pole attached to the back, no license plate attached. Deputy turned his lights and sirens on. That's when he saw the deputy, took off at even a higher speed, according to Chief Deputy Randy Tift. The 18-year-old ultimately arrested on March 1st after officers noticed footage of the incident appearing on TikTok. He would have completely gotten away with this if he didn't post it.
Yeah. But he only did it so he could post it. I mean, that's I don't understand.
He had the long action pole.
Right.
You got to film the chase.
That's right. I mean, I was coming home from Atlanta once, and I saw the guy in my mirror. I was doing 80, 82, somewhere along there. Blew my doors off.
It happens to me. It seems like anytime I'm coming back from down on the Gulf Coast, somewhere between getting on I-65 and Montgomery, somebody will do that to me. And I'm hauling in the left lane.
Blew my doors off, Dunaway.
And 80 to 85, and then all of a sudden, over a hill, here comes something.
Sounded like a fighter jet passing me, too. I mean, I could not believe how fast this cat was going.
Well, I just can't believe you trust other people on the road to do this.
Because I see him in my mirror. I'm in the right lane, and like I said, I'm doing 80 to 85, somewhere in that neighborhood on cruise. I see him in my mirror coming, so I'm aware of him. But what if I'd not seen him in my mirror, and I'm just like, oh, here's an animal in the road. I'm going to change lanes. I mean, that dude's dead.
Yeah, that's right. And it's not your fault, but you'd be held accountable.
Yeah.
And I'm getting I don't react well to pressure situations anymore as I get older. Like Friday, I was trying to get my star ID, and halfway through the process, I just told the lady to give me all my stuff back. I don't need it.
I love it. It's so done away.
I will do without it.
So done away.
Well, we got to pause real quick.
Yeah, you got to fly. How you going to fly? All you got to do is pay.
It's fine. I'll take a boat.
No, you pay a little extra.
Yeah, so
$45.
What happened? Where did the conversation get sideways?
I'll take a boat. Don't worry about it. Yes, I'm just going to walk.
The abrasive guy at the door, he's hurting cats. I understand that.
Abrasive.
And they're
Is this our DMV out?
It's on 280, but it's the state employees in that little box. They have so many problems with the Star ID folks that when I walked into the friendly side, the Shelby County side.
Oh,
I walked in and said, "Hey, can I see a manager real quick?" And she just said, she could see the look on my face, that I was upset, tears in my eyes. I was so upset. She's like, "Is this with the Star ID people?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she reached to a pre-printed stack. She goes, "This is where you file your complaints." She's got a stack of already pre-printed. That's how many people come in there. He goes to and all the stuff. I mean, I've got an outdated passport. My fault. I let it get outdated. I got my driver's license. I got my Social Security card. I mean, I've had that thing since 1982. I've got my birth certificate, which I've had since the early 60s.
I mean, pretty impressive that you're able to keep up with that
stuff. So I've got all that stuff with me. I've got bills to show that my residency is all there. But the problem, then the guy at the door who is herding cats, so him being on point, I understood that. But he looked at my gas bill and my electric bill. It's Jim Dunaway on there.
No.
And James Dunaway. And he's
Jim,
like,
this
isn't going to work.
Are you
and
kidding
I'm like,
me?
I said, "I'm Jim Dunaway." And I'm not like Jay Barker. I'm not like I'm Jim Dunaway.
You know who I am.
I mean, it was just like, I'm Jim Dunaway, James and Jim. And he's like, "I'm not going to get yelled at by the folks in Montgomery." Again, is what he said. It's got to match up. And I said, "Well, I've got my whole lease here." And he's like, "Okay, this will work." And it was 4 pages. But it had James Edward Dunaway Jr. and everything on there with the address. So I get my number. I sit down. And then D781, window 1. Window 1.
Yep, gotcha.
That comes up in the story in a second. Window 1. I go back to window 1. She still has her mask on. She doesn't want to, get contagious from me, probably flu season. I don't know.
But now you can't understand her because she got a mask on.
She's through a window, small slot with her cables for her computer there. So I'm having to stick my hand under the window and hand them to her.
This story is perfect.
First thing was birth certificate. So I handled the birth certificate. Again, this piece of paper is from the 1960s. Do you know how long ago that is?
Yeah.
We're approaching 100 years. It's from the 1900s. It's
not the Magna Carta. It's not like falling apart.
But it's an artifact.
Has it gotten real brittle? Like,
so
when
we've got
people
it.
bring stuff into Pawn Stars.
So it's in a plastic thing, right? A little. What's it called? The little plastic covering. Yeah. So I've got it in that. Maggie does. So I hand it to her, and she literally says to me, "It can't be in that plastic thing," and pushes it back to me.
But she can't take it out of it?
And I said, "Are you wanting me to take it out?" I said, "Okay." I said, "I'm sorry. I don't know the rules." And I hand it back to her under there. She looks at that and she goes, "Your driver's license, please." So I give her my driver's license.
Can this be
And
anything?
so now I'm holding all these papers. I've got my passport and my Social Security card. And she said, "Social Security card." And I accidentally handed her my passport. And she literally said with this tone, "That's not going to help me one bit." I said, "Social Security." And so now
I do think a lot of these people they want confrontation.
So now
I really
I'm
believe that.
sliding. Now I'm sliding. I'm on a slippery slope.
Yep.
So now I'm sitting here, and this is coming off me leaving a restaurant the other night because I didn't like our table. So
what a weekend. God, I can't believe we're just getting to this.
So I promised Maggie I wouldn't talk about either one of these on the show today.
We don't need trash.
Put that away.
And I apologize right now to future Governor Tommy Tuberville for my text Friday.
Yeah. I've texted him too, by the way. Did he respond to yours?
He did.
Yeah.
So so she hands me back she wanted me. I reach and get the passport. So I said, "I'm so sorry, I handed you the wrong one. Here's the Social Security card." And she goes, "Give me a proof of your address." And I'm fiddling through the 4 pages of the lease, and she's like, "Just give me the gas bill." And I'm trying to tell her, the guy up front told me that's not, and she interrupts me. "You could just give me the gas bill." And I was like, I'm saying, "Here, use this." And she says, "I don't need all that." I said, "Just hand me the gas bill," is what she said. I said, "Just hand me the gas bill." And I said, "Ma'am," he said.
She's taunting him right now. She's jittery dumb dick. Come on.
She's like, "Just hand me that one sheet, that gas bill is all I need." And I handed her the gas bill. I knew what she was going to say. "That says Jim. That's not going to work." And I said, "I was trying to say that to you." She goes, "Hand me the electric bill." And I was like, "Same." And she interrupted, "Just hand me the electric bill." And I said, "I tell you what." And that's when I went full Dunaway. I said, "I'll tell you what, you just give me all my stuff back, and I don't need this. I'm
walk
fine."
to Las Vegas.
And at this point, the manager's walking over, and she's like, "Sir, I'm here to help you." And I said, No, don't change your tone with me now."
Nice.
I said, "I'm leaving."
Nice.
And I took all my stuff back, and the manager was trying to call me back, and I said, "Nope, out the door.
Okay,
and then I went and got the email, went in and wrote word for word what had happened, with almost like it's a script, like a play. She said, window 1 says, and what she said, I this and that, whole thing out. It took 2 posts of sending it to them on their AL.gov website. And then I texted Tommy Tuberville and I said, when elected, window 1, Highway 280. It doesn't need to be representing our state.
Thank you, Jim.
Yep.
So, that is like the worst customer service tactic they'll ever use. Is they'll like get you real frustrated, and then they'll change their tone to be super tamped down once you're angry.
Yep.
So that like anybody that doesn't know what's going on just looks. It's like that guy's crazy.
Where
He's
are you on the
freaking out,
star
and this
star
lady's
ID?
trying to be real sweet to him.
I may later this week go to a different one, but I'm going to stand on my belief that I live in the United States of America.
Okay, keep going.
And I should not have to have any special other than my ID that says I'm me to travel from one state to another state in my country. I believe that.
I left my passport when Jennifer and I went to Maine.
Have somebody roll when you say that to
Please, yes, to the TSA guy.
Yeah, TSA when you're trying to clear security.
When Jennifer and I went to Maine, we flew out of Atlanta. I forgot my passport and realized. You know when I realized it? As we're walking to pre-check, I said, Jennifer, I forgot my passport. You know what they said at pre-check? Just go right there.
Yep.
I had to go through, instead of, pre-check, you don't have to go through one of the, I had to go through the normal security.
Well,
that's all I had to do.
You can pay extra.
I did, when I went to Norman to cover Alabama, I didn't have my star ID, and I told myself as soon as I get back, I'm going to do it.
You didn't.
I have not.
Yeah.
Heading to Vegas next week, next Wednesday. If you're listening to TSA, love you guys. Y'all do a wonderful job.
No, we do have some TSA people that fans of the show. I've talked to them before. Yeah.
And I'm okay with any check, including coming back from Oklahoma when I had nitrate on my boots and all the alarms were going off.
Yes.
The fertilizer in your boots will set it off. So I'm going to go to the Pelham office now and try to start ideas.
How long does it take to get a updated passport?
Longer than this.
Longer than that?
Yeah. I mean, Senator Tuberville could help me, but I didn't want to.
I was about to tell you that.
I didn't want to.
I got one in 3 days. So,
Jim, you can fly up till May 7th without a star ID.
Until May 7th?
That's what it says on a quick Google search. After that, you'll have to pay a $45 fee.
I'm telling you, I did not have my passport. I don't have a star ID. They literally just sent me over to the normal security scanner. That's
what I saw in the California airport.
That's all they did.
Home to was there's a May deadline to get it, and then you got to pay a fee.
I just, and listen, I have bad days too, but
yeah. Did Tuberville ask you if you were at a?
No, he
ask you if you were at a Florida DMV or an Alabama DMV?
He just wrote back. He did not. The funny joke. He just wrote back HA. Ha.
Oh, okay.
Ha.
So
not offering any help.
Sounds like he's on it.
Do I go to Mr. Beast or do we want to hear about
I want to hear the restaurant story.
Not
that
I'm not giving the restaurant name because I love this place, but it was a special occasion. Maggie,
not enough,
jumped over. Well, I may never go again. You know me.
I do.
There was a barbecue place Maggie wanted to eat at Saturday, and I was like, nope, that one's on my ban list.
Because of the situation here, or is that a different one?
This was. I'd never liked their drive-through.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So because I
gotcha.
promised I would never eat there again. Yeah. So we get reservations. It's a Wednesday night reservation at 6:00. Do you know how early 6:00 is for dinner? It's old
very
people.
early.
Wait, reservation at a barbecue joint?
No. This is a different place downtown. So we go down there and we get there, and the restaurant probably has 4 tables full, all sitting on the wall, nice tables. And the bar is almost every seat is full with some people standing at the bar. Table for 2 is what we have. They put us at the first one, table for 2. If this is the bar and it's a high bar, table for 2 is right here. There are tables on this window, and if you pass gas, our chairs are butt level with everyone at the bar.
Oh no, that's a bad setup. Yeah.
But there is a walk here.
Yeah, but still, you're probably from me to you of the bar seats.
Yeah. Oh, closer.
You to Lance.
In between you and Lance.
Okay, right here.
The bar seats,
There's
and that's where my table is.
Level.
Yeah, your butt cheek level.
That's where they're in raised chairs. We're sitting at the table. So I'm sitting here. Hey, if it's packed and I don't have a reservation, that's the only place I don't have to wait for an hour. That's it. But there are tables everywhere.
Yeah, did you ask for one of those tables?
And by the way, we're not going to be there by the time the 7:30 reservation gets here. And we've got a reservation, special occasion. And I even tell the girl when she sits me that, hey, this is a crappy table. Can you do something else for me? No. She says
And
no.
did you point and just, oh, yeah, I see you guys are packed.
I said, any of these other ones? She goes, no, sir. Is this not okay? And I said, okay, it's fine. So we get a drink.
I'll lean
we
off
get
the-
a
I'll lean
drink.
off the floor.
And I so I get
No, it's fine. I love it when my soup smells like somebody's ass.
I'll take a boat is one of your best lines of all time. It didn't get the credit it deserved. That was a fantastic
So
line.
we're looking at the menu, and this is Maggie's celebration, right? And I'm in a great mood until this happens. And my first drink of my old fashioned, I drink half of it in just one drink.
Wow,
and I
let's
sit it
get after
down,
it. Uh-huh.
and Maggie goes,
and then you pass out.
No, she says, I can tell you're not going to let this go, kid, are you? And I said, I'm not. And she goes, well, there's really nothing on the menu tonight. It's one of those places that changes the menu.
Yeah.
She goes, do you want to go somewhere else? And I said, I do. She goes, I hate to pay and walk out just after drinks, though. I said, I have no problem with it.
Yes, you watch me do
And
it.
so he walks over, the waiter, and I said, can I get our check, please? And he's like, is there something wrong? And I was like, nothing, not your fault. So, I mean, our check was $39. I gave him $30 tip. Thought that was nice.
Oh, that is very nice.
And we were there about 15 minutes. The manager comes over at that point, and I said, I just don't like the table. And we'll be back. I just don't like this table.
Yeah.
And Maggie chimes in, your hostess was not a lot of help. I wasn't going to throw her under the bus. And we left, and we went and had a wonderful charcuterie board and lots of wine down in Mountain Brook. And then we went and had some Jenny's ice cream. And
Oh, so it was a great night.
oh, we had a blast.
Yeah.
We had a blast. It just, you know, we got to burn through that $200 gift card. That
the manager gave you a gift card?
No.
Oh.
That we had that took me to that location.
Did the manager try to talk you into staying? Did they not offer another table?
No, they didn't.
That doesn't make any sense. You said a bunch of tables are open.
Oh,
Are we getting the whole story?
2/3 of the restaurant. Yeah, that's the whole story. Yeah.
That is odd that he wouldn't. Hey, look, man, we can put
Before
you
I let a guy
wherever.
walk out.
Yeah. It was
more trash coming up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fun week for you.
No, I enjoyed it. It was a great week. It was a great night. We had a blast. And they had goat cheese cherry back at Jenny's.
I got to try this. Have you had it yet?
I have not. I just picked up the because I was going to get the salted caramel, which is a go-to. But if I don't get that, I get the peach with the biscuits in it. So I've got that at the house waiting for tonight.
I really love that one too.
But see, I've never seen the one that you're talking about. Like, I guess it's just one of those flavors that rotates.
It is.
We got a new ice cream joint open up by us. I
Oh,
saw
we
it
do?
yesterday. Yeah.
I love ice cream.
Old school one, right?
Yeah, Baskin Robbins.
Yeah, the old 31 flavors.
I love ice cream.
I didn't know those were still around.
I didn't either, but it opened near us. My wife pointed it out to me the other day when we were leaving Taekwondo.
Yeah, who doesn't like ice cream?
I think I had them on trash a while back. 'Cause
You
they
did?
did like a Sydney Sweeney flavor.
Yeah.
New chicken finger place. Not open yet.
I'll tell you what,
Dunaway would not try that, would he?
No.
Dunaway, that
Nope.
chicken finger place is puzzling me.
I tried to go in there twice because.
Do you have to be on foot? Like when I went by it last night, everybody was on foot. Seriously.
They're testing. They're training. They're training.
That thing has been built for 3 months.
Yeah.
They're training. Training is what they told me.
Yeah, I mean, SoFi was ready quicker.
Really? I've never seen anything like it.
I was going to help them train. That's what I told them when I rolled my window down. I said, "Hey, you guys open yet?" No, we're training. I said, "I'll be glad to help you train.
I'll be a guinea pig.
Yeah.
I'm just hungry.
Number one combos, all I want. You hold the slaw. I don't even want the slaw."
Just bread chicken fingers. Hey, the Dolphins got Malik Willis.
Did they really?
Yep.
That's
Yep,
your
just
quarterback
breaking.
of the future.
I
Put
know
Will
it's-
Levis on your staff too, man. That'll be great.
Good luck with
quarterback.
that.
Yeah, I'm not excited.
All right, enjoy Adam Schefter Day over the rest of the way. The free agent frenzy continues. We'll update you on the bubble and all that tomorrow. Good luck to Troy and to Charlie and the folks at Georgia Southern as they play for the Sun Belt tonight. And we've got all of our content available for you at Next Round Live. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.